From the Pro Image Group of Companies, Pro Sport, in conjunction with the Victorian Football League, presents Pro Football.
Hello and welcome once again to more great VFL action in Pro Football. This week, the game that many have been looking forward to, the clash of last year's grand finalists, Hawthorn and Essendon at VFL Park. Both sides in recent weeks have been hard hit by injury. There was a big question mark around the ground before the game, however. Would Paul Salmon make an appearance for the Bombers in this vital clash? Could they bounce back after their loss last week? It's been a long, long time since Essendon have lost 2 games in a row. Was it going to happen today? Let's now join our commentators Lou Richards and Peter Landy at VFL Park and find out.
Umpire John Russo comes in to bounce the ball. We start the match of the day. Hawthorn and Essendon from VFL Park. Excellent crowd, great conditions for the grand final replay. Well, no one can get a decisive tap out. Picked up by Schwab for Hawthorn. He can't get clear. Tries to fire out a hand pass, but it's going to be a free kick going Hawthorn's way. And Schwab will take the free kick at centre field, I think, for a high tackle. Peter Schwab named in the centre with Terry Wallace out at the Hawthorn side through illness. Big pack of players out there waiting at the back. This little fellow never plays a bad game. Thompson folds, can't take it. Buckenara slips over. Fold has an easy kick. Oh, great mark taken out there by Abbott. He might get a 15-metre penalty. He will do. Can't see Deer out on the ground, Lou. Big fella decides to go for a balk. Deer was under a little bit of cloud through a knee injury. The half forward, Shane Hurd, goes for the hand pass, picked up by Mark Harvey. Back into the Essendon side after suffering a bout of concussion. This fella will play a good game. He never plays a bad one. The Essendon skipper, Danaher. This could be the first goal. If Danaher can gather it, he gets flattened. Great bump. He might get another kick, though. Was that after the...
I think so.
Yes,
Pete.
He'll get another kick. It wasn't a goal. I was watching the bump. It looked a fair hip and shoulder, and it's off.
Well, there's a bit of a box on early in the game, and of course these two clubs are old rivals. Not much love lost between them. Tuck having a go at Merritt. I think I'd pick a smaller player than that. Robertson comes in.
Well, it looked a fair bump to me, Lou. I thought that was a good hip and shoulder. Arguably a little bit late. Anyway, that's the rule.
He juggled it for quite a while. I thought he could have grabbed it the first time, went over the back of his shoulder, actually, didn't it?
That's right. Anyway, Alan Ezard, who in my opinion at the moment must be one of the favourites for the Brownlow. He's playing some ripper football. Has a shot from about 30 metres out. Slight angle. First goal to Essendon. Oh, he's missed it. 1 point. So a very interesting start. First behind coming up just past the 2-minute mark, and Langford will bring the ball back into play.
Langford goes, he was going to come out to the pocket to Tuck. He's decided to go for the long kick out there towards centre half. Back at the back as Madden Deer's out there. The ball tapped out of Ezard. Deer grabs it again. Seems to be moving okay, but he's got a bad knee injury, they tell me. There's a free kick going to Hawthorn. It'll go to Ayres. Well, they're playing these doubtful players. Of course, he's supposed to have a very serious hamstring. Tuck gets the ball out there looking for Brereton, knocked out by Spencer, coming into mid, and now is fouled. A little bit too quick that time for Schwab. Goes for a kick off the ground. The ball is out of bounds on the centre wing position. So into this first quarter by just on 3 minutes, it's Essendon 1 point to Hawthorn yet to score. And a perfect day for football. The ground here at VFL Park looks a picture. Schwab again, a fresh air shot. Still plenty of fumbling. Fowles tries to come out of the pack. Couldn't get there, run into his own mate that time. And the umpire will ball it up. That was Waterson. So it'll be a ball up on the centre wing position. You couldn't get a better day, Pete.
Excellent day for football.
Not a breath of wind around, and of course the sort of days that you love playing football in. Ball out of bounds again out there on the centre wing position. Bit of a stalemate there. Play held up on that centre wing position. Into the quarter by 3.5 minutes. It's Essendon 1 point to Hawthorn yet to score. And of course, Hawthorn out for revenge after being thrashed so convincingly in that grand final last year. And even though they've been knocked about badly by injury, Hawthorn, they're a side that never gives in. Doesn't matter how they're going in the match, they still play the same brand of football. They keep on plugging away. Knocked out by Madden. Over to Tuck. Tuck's kick is not a good one. Oh, good play by Thompson. That's magnificent play. He's had a great season so far, but the kick wasn't so hot. That's a mark letter to Abbott, plus he gets a 15-metre penalty against Merritt.
2 good marks taken by Abbott so far.
Looks as though he's got the job of minding Merritt. Another 15-metre penalty against Merritt. The Hawthorn crowd loving every moment of it. Kick is a long one back there towards centre half forward. Burns there got his hands, but going through that time was Judge. He was grabbed too high, and Judge will take the free kick, sending Hawthorn deep into attack out to Buckenara. Buckenara and Dunst will go after. Dunstall taps it on, but the ball will go to the boundary line. Couldn't be picked up in time by Kerr, and it's out of bounds about 50 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. Essendon 1 point. The Hawthorn yet to score. 4.5 minutes gone of this first quarter.
Looks as though Brereton's playing at full forward with Dunstall in the pocket. Walsh breaks away for Essendon. Good long kick around towards Gary Ayres in the centre wing position with Danaher. Danaher suckers the ball clear, kicks it straight to Whitman, who played a good second half when he came on against Fitzroy. In front, Buckenara. Academy Award performance from Buckenara.
Well, he pushed him in the back range. There's nothing about that, Peter.
Well,
fair square push in the back.
He made sure he saw it. Buckenara from right half forward. Looks for a pass. Lester Smith on the move there. Short in towards full forward. Thompson again. Fumbles. He doesn't often do that. Delivers it well. Picked up by Hurd. Hurd from the right half-back flank. Short pass in towards centre field, where he finds Roger Merritt. Not a good hand pass from Merritt. A real hospital job, that one, but luck's a fortune for Essendon. It's picked up by Izzard. He's gone for a short pass. He finds Clark, the Bombers' small men, doing it well at the moment. This will be the first goal for sure. The Essendon skipper 12 metres out, couldn't miss, and he pops it through. Great play, Essendon.
Beautiful play on the part of young Izzard then too. He spotted that bloke from a mile away. He was under plenty of pressure too, but still went for that magnificent hand pass and made it very easy. You see, as Abbott goes there to Clark, and a long hand pass coming back there to Danaher, and a nice goal.
First goal to Essendon that came up at the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. A great passage of play. Sevens big league from VFL Park. Our match of the day. The Bombers lead by 7 points in a replay of last year's grand final.
Centre bounce again. Of course, the big surprise here today, Salmon in the side. Wasn't picked up by Abbott, doing a pretty good job at centre half back on Merritt so far, but it's a long way to go now. This is the best player on the ground. That number 26 gets it over to Hawker. That's Mark Thompson out. It goes to Waterson on his own. Late on the scene was Whitman. Getting a lead down there. It'll be okay. Marked by Clark out there at half forward, about 70 metres out from goal. He's looking for Salmon coming in, but he's well out. Merritt couldn't grab it. Grabbed by Baker. Another dangerous kick for goal. We'll wait on the result. Another goal. So the Bombers are off and flying at the 7-minute mark of this first quarter. 2 goals, 1-13 to Hawthorn yet to score, and they're looking good at this early stage of the match, Peter.
Yeah, Lou. No doubt about that.
Good kick down there by Waterson. Taken off the pack beautifully by Baker. He does that better than anyone in the league. And there's the shot. A left footer and a goal. We've seen him do that many times.
Baker and Danaher, the goal kickers so far for Essendon. They're carrying on from where they left off in the grand final of last year.
And into the quarter by just over 7 minutes. 13 plays, 0 Hawthorn. Madden got the tap down. Danaher overruns the ball. Picked up by Ayres. Ayres kick is back towards that half-forward line, but where we see Hawker on the way. There's not many forwards down there for Hawthorn playing at the moment. It'll be a 15-metre penalty against Judds. Hawker gets the kick back there towards the half-forward line. Oh, getting up high that time was Izzard. Hand pass comes out to Harvey. Another one back out to Baker. Fumbles the ball. Robertson goes after him. He's too good for Robertson. Gets the hand pass back to Merritt. Merritt right on the boundary line, fires, hooks it out, looking for Salmon. And Salmon couldn't hold that mark. He's dropped a few this year as it comes down now to Whitman. Had a chance, Salmon, that time. Back it goes. 2 Essendon players clash. Don't know what he's paying that for. I'm sure it'll go to Duckworth.
His own man hit him.
Certainly did. I might have paid the mark. I don't think he held it long enough. Another kick by Duckworth, looking for Salmon in the front posit. The back is Langford. Off the top of the pack again it goes. Going after is Harvey and Robertson. Robertson taps it out. The ball picked up by Loveridge. A shot around the boundary line. And it'll be a mark to Judge there at half. Back into the quarter by 8.5 minutes. 13 points. Essendon to Hawthorn yet to score.
Judge's kick is a short pass around towards Buckenara. Couldn't take the grab. It's on left centre wing. Essendon playing great football at the moment. Madden gets it over to Thompson. Scragged after he got rid of it. Downfield towards right half forward flank. Harvey and Robertson. Good tackle from Robertson. Picks the ball up well. Shoots out the hand pass again. Lester Smith got one high from Merritt. Abbott, oh, great tackle down there. Abbott dispossessed pretty quickly. Ayres again. Hawthorn defending desperately at the moment. The Bombers in full flight. It's going to be a bounce at right half forward flank in Essendon's attacking zone.
Well, Hawthorn not playing very confidently at all at the moment. They're making a lot of errors there when they've had chances to make a break, Pete.
Essendon lead by 13 points. 9.25 minutes gone first quarter. Abbott doing a pretty good job so far. Tuck, Hawthorn skipper. Good tackle from Waterson. Ball flung out to Baker. Never seen him play a bad game. Salmon and Langford. Robertson having plenty of work to do down there. The big fellow, can he get it into the open spaces? He can't. Lester Smith picks it up well for Hawthorn, but the kick is a short one. DP Domenico, almost a mark. Good tackle Hurd. Well played, DP Domenico. Gets the ball back to Buckenara at half-back for Hawthorn. Buckenara goes out wide. Centre wing out of side. Judge tries to get clear of Fold. Does so. Down towards right half forward. Ground must be pretty slippery out there. Players of both sides slipping over a lot. Curran. Chance for a score to Hawthorn. Byrne in the goal square. Must bring up one from there. Hawthorn's first at the 10-minute mark. Michael Byrne, first goal and first score for Hawthorn. 7 points the difference in favour of the reigning title holders.
Well, that was good play on the part of Judge. See Judge kick the ball long to centre half forward. A bit of slipping, as Pete said. And now Swab pouncing on it, taken away by Curran. Sensible play, a long hand pass on a darn good one too. And Byrne had no trouble in kicking that goal. They're first for the match, coming at the 10.5-minute mark.
7 points the difference in favour of Essendon. Michael Byrne bringing up Hawthorn's first goal and their first score. Folds gets overrun. Might have got one in the back. Now Brereton up in the centre square area at the moment as it comes out to Rains. His kick is a high one. Now towards the wing position of Loveridge. Well shepherded by Dippy Domenico. On to Robertson. Robertson to Buckenara. Hawthorn getting their forward work going now. Perhaps Buckenara from half forward. Long shot. He'll be looking for Brereton. He's moved down there pretty quickly. Can't take it. It's through for 1 point. And so Hawthorn's first behind coming up. 1-1-7. They trail Essendon to 1-13.
Just on the 11.5-minute mark of this first quarter. As I said before, a perfect day for football. Out it goes to Walsh. And the big fella dropped that mark. The umpire called play on. Platten gets the hand pass back now to Byrne. Over it goes to Curran. A running shot at goal. He got the ball up there. The kick is off target, I think, and through for 1 point. So Hawthorn move on to 1 goal, 2 8 points. To Weston, 2 goals, 1-13. Well, they've fumbled a bit in that first 10 minutes, but they're starting to regain their balance now, Hawthorn, and looking a lot better. Out it goes. Oh, there's a good mark taken out there by Harvey. Well out from that half-forward flank position. He's on the half-back line on the opposite side of the ground. But he might be doing a spell in the ruck. There's a ruck. Oh, there's a push in the back against Merritt, but the umpire didn't spot that. He pushed him fair square in the back, Abbott. And there's Whitman, as Pete said before, played a great second half when he came on the ground last week against Fitzroy. And I believe that he's a relation to the very famous Bunny Whitman of many years ago. Kicked on by Platten again. Goes for pass, it's all right, and marked here by Dunstall. Got away from Carey. We haven't seen Carey in the senior lineup for a long time.
We haven't seen Dunstall do too much for a while either. He was pretty quiet last week, but then again, Hawthorn forwards were few and far between.
Well, Dunstall's got the chance to put the Hawks in front because he's only about 45 metres out from goal on a very slight angle. There she is on its way, but it's a shocking kick. And marked down there by Duckworth. Well, it's good to see Billy Duckworth back at our long four because he doesn't seem to stay in very long. I think he's related to some of the blokes up there at the Tribunal. He's seen so many of them, seen him so many times.
What a track.
Coming in now is Hawker. He's well tackled. He goes down, picked up by Tack over to Loveridge. Loveridge's kick falls a bit short. Duckworth goes for the punch, misses that one. I think it would have been a head he might have collected. Picked up by the DP at Domenico. Judge with a chance to score a goal. But the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go back. It'll be a free kick going to Hawthorn, I should imagine. It'll be the player to take it might be Swab. Duckworth and a few Essendon players having a talk to the umpire, but he won't change his decision, that's for sure. So this gives Hawthorn a chance now to put them, go in front.
Well, see what happened there because I didn't see any infringement.
I can't see. Oh, he got him on the head.
On the head, was it?
That's right, swab on the head. Good decision by the umpire. So swab from about 15 metres out, directly in front. And he's kicked that one, so Hawthorn move on to 2 goals to 14. To Western, 2 goals, 1-13, just on the 14-minute mark of this first quarter. Of course, the crowd building up now, Pete. She's well over the 40,000 mark, I would say.
Yes, excellent conditions for football. Had these two sides both won last week. Of course, they were both defeated. Carlton here on Anzac, Carlton defeating Essendon here on Anzac Day. Hawthorn going down to Fitzroy last Saturday. Well, they both would have gone into the match undefeated, and I think we would have had an extra 20,000. Hawthorn by a point at the 14.5-minute mark of the first quarter. Deer and Ayres fly forward for Hawthorn. No one down. Range fires out the long hand pass. Big man Roger at half forward. Just about caught. Was it in the back? No. Play on. Probably a good decision.
They're giving a pretty rough time down there to Roger Merritt on the bottom of the pack, Pete.
And a little bit of a wrestle down there. Abbott, Danaher. No free kick. It's going to be a bounce at half forward for Essendon. Abbott and Merritt. Neither gets a decisive tap out. Baker tries to get clear, not having any success. Holding the ball, that's a bit harsh. Lester Smith comes out with the free kick. Lester Smith at the centre half back position. To number 9, Hurd and Di Domenico. Oh, whack. Take that one, Tucky. Going to take the free kick at centre field and the 15-metre penalty. Just a few of those out today. So Michael Tuck, who generally is a pretty good kick, not suggesting he'll score from there, but he's gone for a short pass, and that's effective. The mark taken down there by Big Deer. Deer's gone for a short pass. 2 Hawthorn players could have spoiled each other. In fact, they have done.
He's paying the mark. I think he'll pay it the judge. There was a lack of talking there, Pete,
certainly
for
was.
sure.
Let's take a replay of that. See who was in front. Judge looked pretty sore too, actually.
Well, Curran was at fault, because it looked a certain mark to Judge that time.
Judge is about 45 to 50 metres out. I think he's closer in than that. Probably about 35. Slight angle, Judge. It's a long kick. It'll get the distance. We'll wait on the goal umpire for this one. It looks a goal. Hawthorn's third. And so Hawthorn kicked the last 3 after Essendon got away to a slashing start. 3-2 to 2-1 at VFL Park. And Ken Judge receiving some attention from the Hawthorn trainers. 4 kicks to the Hawthorn half-forward flanker as we watch the kick for goal in replay. And it resulted in Hawthorn's third goal. Judge, Byrne and Schwab, the goal kickers for Hawthorn. Baker and Danaher, the goal kickers for the Bombers.
Just on the 17-minute mark of this first quarter, 7 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. Looking a lot better now as Schwab sends the ball down there looking for Brereton. Picked up by Schwab, by Hawker, I should say. He was grabbed too high by Brereton. He's not having a good trot over the last couple of weeks. Hawker's hand pass out there to Fowles. The ball back there towards centre half forward. Kicked quickly away by Ayres. Grabbed nicely by Rains. Rains goes for a short pass. Oh, he copped one from his own mate there that time. Clark from Salmon. Down he went. Picked up by Ezard. Well tackled by Whitman. The ball scooped back. Back there to Platten. Platten can't get cleared. Got a push in the back and he get a free kick. And Clark doesn't look too good. There's a bit of a box on here now. Ezard and Platten having a real go in the 2 little rovers. They're like 2 little bull ants. Whip at the back, he's doing it wise, pushing from the outside too, I would say. Clark still in plenty of trouble. He was collected by Salmon. You watch this.
I thought it was a Hawthorn guy collected him.
No, Salmon got him on the second. It was Salmon that got him.
15-metre penalty against Essendon.
Well, Clark's on his feet now, Pete. I don't know if he's coming off the ground or not.
I would say so, Luke.
Platten's kick is back towards the wing position. In front there is Terry Danaher. Takes a good mark out there on that position. Into the quarter by 18 minutes. 3 goals, 2-20 to 2 goals, 1-13. Well, they're carrying Clark off the ground. That's a bit of bad luck. Let's hope it's not serious. The pack flies, pushed away. In goes Merritt. Kicked off the ground by Robertson. Madden had a bit of trouble getting it clear. Tunnel ball going on at the moment as Tuck comes out of the pack after missing it first go. Now he's clear. Goes wide and Loveridge will grab this one away from Waterson out there at half forward. Not wasting any time. Goes for the long kick down there looking for Byrne. He's got it. Oh, no, he dropped it. What a miss. Now he's going to lose it. He's broken clear. Still gets the kick back. And Curran's marked the ball. He quickly plays on a hand pass over to Brereton. And a goal. Good play on the part of Hawthorn then. That might bring Brereton back into the game. 4 goals, 2-26 Hawthorn to Essendon. 2 goals, 1-13.
Well, it looked as though Byrne had made a meal of the mark, but he played on well.
Certainly did, Pete. Dodged.
Like 2 tackles. Curran gets it to Brereton. Carey just about pinned him. And Brereton, I think, hit his ankle as he fell over. Looks a little bit sore.
Might be the goal he needed because he's been out of form. He only got to get 1 goal and he can start running then, Pete.
19.5 minutes gone in the first quarter. Brereton's first goal. Essendon swing into attack. It's going to be a free kick, though.
I think they've stunned Essendon a bit, Hawthorn. They haven't really regained their poise, except they controlled the game for the first 10 minutes or so.
They did. Robertson's kick up to half forward. Not further forward for Essendon, picked up by Michael Tuck, breaks 1 tackle, long kick by the Hawthorn captain, trying to find Brereton. I don't think he can run that fast at the moment. Let's see if he can get around this one. He'll have a shot at goal. Can he make it 2 in a couple of minutes? I think he has. It's shepherded through by Byrne. Goal.
Well, it's a marvellous thing what a goal does for a player, Peter. As I tipped, I said he might be full of running now. Let's hope that his ankle's okay.
5-2 to 2-1 at VFL Park.
Well, he's been out of form for the last few weeks. There's Tuck. He's doing a pretty good job in this first quarter.
He wasn't moving that well there.
He looks as though he's lumbering a bit, but he's got it now, and he does a beautiful balk away from his opponent then. That's a lovely goal by Brereton. There's no more brilliant player in the league when he's firing.
He kicked 8 goals in the grand final last year, and he's kicked 2 so far today. 20.5 minutes gone, first quarter, 5-2 to 2-1 at VFL Park. Knocked down by Deere, can't get it clear. Platten got grabbed. Rains boots Essendon into attack up towards their centre half forward position. Whitman tries to smother it. Merritt went over the top of him. Oh.
And incidentally, Pete, Hawthorn have kicked 5 goals in 10 minutes.
I think Chris Brisbane will be lucky he got underneath that one. He would have finished up with us. Brereton the flyer, great mark. Well, you're right, Lou, about kicking that first goal. He's got it onto Schwab, a short pass, and the mark taken by Judge at half forward.
And they're alight now, Hawthorn. They've got their confidence up as it goes down there to Byrne from Judge, and Byrne got one hand to it coming in as Buckenham right on the boundary line. Did he get it in the back? No, it's dropping the ball against him. My golly, sometimes you can't work those decisions out. Thought he might have been a bit stiff that time, Buckenham. A hand pass, not a good one that time by Madden. I don't think it made any sense at all. Out it goes to Walsh in the back pocket. He goes for a hand pass to Carey. Carey's clear. Another one coming over here now to Waterson. Waterson out of half back. A short pass. It's a bit long to range. Now he's got a chance to pick this up. There's not a Hawthorn player within Cooey. Goes for a pass. And Merritt doesn't let him down. He's grabbed the ball about 45 metres out from goal. The crowd giving him Larry Doodle here, I'll tell you now. Looking there for Salmon in the front posse. Langford's there. Punched away by Ayres. Finally grabbed there by Robertson. Hawthorn standing up with the strain pretty well in this early stage of the match. Out it goes to Danaher. It's got a bounce right for him. Right on his tail is Deere. He bowls him over, Deere, but he still gets a kick, but it was pretty successful, the bump, because he's put the ball out of bounds. And this has given Hawthorn a chance to get the ball clear now. It'll go back to Whitman. As I said before, played an excellent game when coming on the ground last week.
He'll be a player, this fellow.
Against Fitzroy in the second half. The pack fly. They all missed that. There's Tuck. He's having a ball today. He's pushed in the back. That was a free kick for sure. Rains went into a bit of trouble. Lost that one. Knocked out now. The hand pass coming over that time from Schwab back to Judge. Slipped. He's got time to regain his balance. Out it goes to Platten. He's down. They're on top of his back. Was that in the back? Yes, it is a free kick. He could have been lucky.
Bit lucky there.
That Essendon player's got hold of his hair too. He's got a fair mop to grab hold of. I think he should go back for the short back and sides. They wouldn't notice him so much then. There's Platten with the ball out there on the centre wing position. Gone for a kick towards centre half forward. Knocked out by Waterson. Picked up by Loveridge. Back it goes to Dunstall. Back to Loveridge again. He's gone for a pass. It'll be all right. And Judge has got it. And by golly, he's shaping up as a dangerous player in this first quarter. He's had 4 marks and 7 possessions so far. We've only played, 23 minutes. The ball up towards the goal square. Scrimmage developing there. Finally comes out now to Elshaw. Elshaw's grab, but the umpire's already found a free kick. It'll go to Big Walsh down there at the full-back position. It's Hawthorn getting a good break. 5 goals, 232 to Western, 2 goals, 130.
Good mark to Harvey over the top of Robertson, who took off before nominations. Harvey, a short pass. Baker, bump ball, that one. Picked up by Dunstall, a long way from goal. Dunstall's kick high. DP Domenico underneath it, so too was Walsh. They both lost sight of that one. Picked up by Tuck, showing his improved form from last week. Was no flash in the pan. Deere back to Tuck. Tuck tries to break the tackle from Hurd, does so. Long shot, will it be a score? It's a goal! Tuck's first. Hawthorn 6-2, Essendon 2-1 at VFL Park. So Michael Tuck, as I mentioned, out of form, but he's come back, played a great game last week against Fitzroy.
And he's had 8 possessions so far in this first quarter, Pete.
Well,
Every breaks clear. That's a magnificent, a typical Tuck goal when he was back at his best, Pete.
Yes. And a goal. So Hawthorn 6th. 24.5 minutes gone first quarter. 38 plays 13 at VFL Park. Robertson on to Loveridge. That was a pretty quick hand pass. Loveridge up towards full forward. Byrne leads out well and takes the mark.
Oh, they're in trouble now, the Bombers. I should imagine there'll be wholesale moves here at quarter time by Sheedy. Well, we'll see just how good the Bombers are, because they're in plenty of trouble now. 38 plays 13 into this quarter by just on 25 minutes. 25 points the difference. This could be 31 coming up. Byrne from a short distance out, already kicked to 1 goal. Will it come around enough? That's a shocker, and it's through for 1 point. So they move to 6 goals, 339 to Western 2, 130. They haven't scored a goal since the haven't scored at all since the 7-minute mark of this first quarter. Essendon. Back it comes now to Foles. Foles down there in plenty of trouble. Brereton is well on his tail. And I think we mentioned before that Brereton's had a bad crop over the last couple of weeks, but getting that first goal early, starting to fire now, and that's what they need, because there's no more brilliant centre-half forward play.
Phillips on for Essendon.
Ball back again. Fumble by Merritt. He's grabbed, picked up by Foles, clears the ball out towards that half-back line, but there we see Buckenara in the way. He'll get the mark, even though his was broken clear. He looks as though he's moving okay, but there was a big doubt about him with a hamstring injury. This fella here that marks the ball now is Deere, and he was supposed to have a bad knee. They were all moving pretty well. It might have been a joke of Alan Jeans.
Well, he left the field last week against Fitzroy. He hobbled off, actually, Lou, didn't he?
Well, Deere's got a chance to score. He's about 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle. And, of course, they're in front now by 26 points. There's the kick on its way by Deere. But the big fella's off target, and it's through for 1 point. So it's 6 goals, 440 Hawthorn. To Essendon, 2 goals, 113. And we're over the 26.5-minute mark of this first quarter. There's Salmon having a go on the ruck. He seems to be out of form too over the last few weeks. Umpire will ball it up. Seems to be holding his marks like he used to, Pete.
No, he was very confident about them last year. Not so in 86.
Ball up. Around about 60 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. In the last 15 or 16 minutes, it's been all Hawthorn as it comes next to Brereton. Kicks it off the ground. Over it goes towards Tuck. Scoops, and he's got a chance to kick another goal here. He ran into a brick wall back to Platten. Platten's got it through. Good play on the part of the little South Australian that time. So it's 7 goals, 446 Hawthorn, bolting away from Essendon. 2 goals, 113. And this could be the upset of the round, because no one tipped to Hawthorn to win this match, Peter.
No, certainly didn't. Brereton off the ground, as we watched that in replay. And Merritt holding his space because it was kicked straight towards 2 Hawthorn players. Actually, it turned out to be 3 because Platten was in the goal square. He got clear of Mark Thompson and was able to put it through for his first goal. Hasn't had a great run, Platten, since he started VFL Park here against Carlton in the first round. 27.5 minutes gone at VFL Park in the first quarter. Salmon, as Lou said, having a run in the ruck. Nobody can get it clear of the circle. It's out towards the member stand centre wing position. Elshaw tripped himself up but gets the hand pass out to Rains. Rains' kick is long. Madden, the flyer, at the back. Lester Smith. Short pass out towards Deere. Deere takes the mark in front of Salmon. Looks for a hand pass, trying to find Schwab. Walsh blocked by Tuck. Schwab down the outer flank. He'll go long up towards Curran, perhaps. Too long? No, not too long for him. He takes the mark in front of Duckworth.
He's looked good since he started the day here too, Curran. He was a surprise selection too, Pete.
I think it's his first game of the year, isn't it, Lou, Curran?
Well, he didn't play many last year either.
No.
and he looked as though he was going to be a player of the big future too.
Short pass, bad defence there from Essendon as Judge was unattended. And Judge has probably been the player of the quarter.
9 possessions, Pete.
And 5 marks as well, and he's kicked 1 goal. He'd be within kicking distance, just I'd reckon. About 45 metres out. Kick on its way. Looks pretty good. It's a goal, and Judge brings up his second. And Hawthorn's 8th, 8-4-52 to 2-1-13 at VFL Park.
Well, if you'd told anyone before the game started this would be the score at the 29-minute mark of the first quarter, they'd have laughed at you, Pete, because...
Especially after Essendon had kicked the first 2 goals.
Well, and plus the fact that Hawthorn were terribly suspect with a few players, and of course they're all standing it up pretty well, and they're running away from the Bombers. They look a pretty sick and sorry side at the moment. They're making a lot of mistakes.
29.5 minutes gone, 8-4 plays 2-1.
Centre bounce again. Hawthorn doing well as Deer gets another knock. He's a very promising ruckman, that fellow, as they pounce on the ball. Kicked away by DP a minute ago. Over to Brereton. Back it goes now to Ayres. And Ayres boots the ball up there towards Dunstall. Punched away by Carey. Back it comes now to... Carey's got a free kick. Carey's got the free kick down there. He doesn't know quite where to go. Now he's looking for Danaher. He's swamped by 2 Hawthorn players. Ayres got his hand to it. Salmon was too slow as the ball is thrown out wide now to Foles, but it beats him and it's out of bounds. So it's out of bounds on the centre wing position, right in front of the member stand. 13 plays 52, a difference of 39 points. And they'll have to pull something out of the bag here. Essendon have got a chance to win this game as we see Merritt booted across towards the centre of the ground. Coming in to meet it now is Walsh playing on the forward line. Over it goes to Phillips. Phillips out there at half forward, gets the ball down there looking for Madden. Punched away by Lester Smith, and what a safe player that fellow is too. Very rarely seen him play a bad game. Bounced the wrong way for Buckenara. Picked up by Phillips again. Short pass, and Harvey's got the mark, and he's well within kicking distance. And boy, is this a badly needed goal if they can kick it. He's about 40 metres out, directly in front. And they're trailing by 39 points as we approach the 31-minute mark of this first quarter. In this perfect day for a great football match. There it is on its way, and that is a goal. So it's Hawthorn, 8 goals, 452 to Essendon, 3 goals, 119. Well, there's the Essendon cheer squad. They wouldn't have much to cheer about so far as we see the ball driven down there by Phillips. Comes to a strong mark by Harvey, under a bit of pressure, and a fine goal, and a badly needed one for Essendon.
And that was Essendon's first score, I think you said, since the 7-minute mark of the quarter, Lou.
That's right. Well, our statistician here, Paul, tells us that.
8-4 to 3-1. 52 plays 19 in our match of the day under ideal conditions at VFL Park, the grand finalist of last year, and in fact the last 2 years battling it out. Michael Tuck's kick, the Hawthorn skipper, out very wide. Underneath it is Brendan Phillips too as Walsh. They spoiled each other. No talking there by Essendon. Buckenara's kick well smothered by Duckworth. Still off the ground down to Elshaw. Good tackle, Platten, but he breaks it okay. Got plenty of room to move now. Looked at bad kick off the boot. Where's it gone? Out to the centre wing position, and Harvey. Might be a free kick against Whitman, but he stopped him anyway. And that was the intent, certainly. Harvey at right centre wing. Now he's got a couple of options down there, one of whom is Rains. Rains can kick this. He's an excellent kick, Rains. He has a shot, doesn't get onto that one. He's got Madden, and Madden marks, so this will be their 4th, and they're coming back. We expected it.
That was strong play on the part of Madden. A bit of bad luck from Langford's point of view, but he put him off balance to take that mark as we watch it again. Just gave him a nudge. Actually, it was nearly a free kick. He gave him a left-handed backhander.
So 2 goals in the time-on period. If he can kick it, and he shouldn't miss it there, he's pretty well in the 10-metre square, and Simon Madden doesn't miss these. It's a goal, so 8-4-52 to 4-1-25 at quarter time. In the first term, Essendon got the first 2 goals, then Hawthorn slammed on quite a few in the space of 10 minutes, and the Bombers came back with 2 quick ones in the time-on period. Let's see which way the pendulum's going to swing, first of all, in the second quarter. Once again, a bounce. It's all in for this one, very crowded. It's like football in the 50s and 60s. Ball knocked down to Whitman. Can't pick it up. Neither can Lester Smith. Just about throws it out to Whitman. Ultimately gets his kick in up towards full forward. That could be in the back against Dunstall. If it's not, I'll be surprised. Carey. Elshaw. That right half-back flank. Dunstall's just about got him, but he gets his kick in front is Deer. Walsh late on the scene.
This kid's going to be a player, Pete.
Yeah, I think so. Improved markedly this year. Gives it over to Robertson. Robertson's kick high down to half forward. Curran and Rains. Rains with the big punch away. Izzard got rid of that one pretty quickly. Out to Hawker. Soccers it off the ground. Loveridge has to beat two of them. Second one is Thompson. He's well blocked too. Good tackle. That was by Curran. Out it comes to Brenton Phillips. Phillips gives the hand pass to Fold. Folds in turn to Izzard. Izzard breaks clear, doesn't he always? Platten's just about caught him. He has. Great tackle. Good tackle, John Platten. Fakanara gets the rebound. Picked up by Gary Ayres. Out to DP Domenico, who takes the mark on centre wing. Short pass. Ken Judge. And Judge having plenty of time. Seemed to have a fortnight to kick that one. Into the goal square. And it's a mark to Byrne.
Oh, what a mark. Great mark.
I thought Byrne was going to shepherd it through, but he saw it going off target. And he was able to block out his opponent.
Well, positioned himself beautifully for Pete.
That was Spencer.
Landed right in the middle of his tum-tum.
Now, an almost impossible angle, though, to Michael Byrne. Will he run around? He's a left footer.
Will he do an Abernathy?
He's not doing an Abernathy. I think he might have got it. Has he? I'll wait on the goal umpire. It's a goal. And Hawthorn's first for the second quarter, 9-4, 58 to 4-1-25 at league headquarters.
Well, Byrne looking a dangerous player. There's no doubt he plays his best football down there in the forward pocket. And you watch him here now. He blocked him out, Spencer, completely, and marked it quite easily. And that's a fine goal.
So Michael Byrne second. Dermot Brereton also has 2 goals for Hawthorn, as does Ken Judge. The goal kickers for Essendon, Baker, Danaher, Madden and Harvey in our match of the day.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone of the second quarter. Hawthorn still looking good. A lead of 33 points. That's going to take a bit of pegging back the way they're going. Knocked out by Madden, grabbed there by Izzard. A fresh air shot. Fowles gets it back, and a mark taken there by Ayres. The ball back over the half-forward line. Curran flies high, punched away by Thompson. The ball hits the deck. Picked up now by Carey. A foolish kick, actually. Out it goes to Dudge. Always a dangerous play, and a good hand pass coming over now to Duck. And marked here by Dunstall. They're playing right over the top of them, Hawthorn. It was a bad kick by Carey. Should have gone from the long one. Particularly coming out of defence, seeing they're in so much trouble.
He had Platten on his own too. Must be pretty confident about kicking it.
Dunstall from about 50 metres out. Yet to kick a goal. At the back is Byrne. He's grabbed it. Well, was he shaping up to look pretty dangerous in that position? That was a great mark. And I still say, Pete, he's not a ruckman. That's where he should play all his football.
Here's the mark in replay, but he's on the wrong side this time, as Lou would say, for a right footer.
He's got the chance now. He's only about, let me see, no more than about a metre or so out. It's a banana kick. And that's a goal. So are they looking good, Hawthorn? They're bowling away. 10 goals, 4-64. To Western, 4 goals, 1-25, and we haven't reached the 4-minute mark of this second quarter yet.
So Michael Byrne becomes the leading goal kicker in the match now with 3 very similar efforts in the early part of this term. One from the right-hand pocket and this one from the left one. Didn't run around, as Lou said, the banana kick, and put it through for what looked like a pretty easy goal. But there wasn't much daylight between the posts. 3 goals to Byrne.
39 points the difference. Just on the 4.5-minute mark, and Hawthorn looking really good. The Bombers haven't got an answer at all. They're running right over the top of them. Knocked out by Matt. The ball hits the deck, picked up by Deer. A fresh air shot, and the umpire will ball it up at centre field again. I'm quite sure most of this crowd never suspected the score to be this far apart at this early stage of the game, Peter, when they arrived here today.
I think that includes us too, doesn't it, Lou?
Well, I was one of them.
Now I can get it out. Loveridge trying to get clear, runs into a wall of players, one of whom was Phillips. And umpire Peter Cameron once again will bounce it just wide of the centre circle. Crowd a little bit stunned at the moment. Madden and Deer, won by Deer, tries to get it out to Tuck, but Foles beats him to it. Good tackle by DP Domenico. It comes to Hurd. Hurd on right centre wing's gone for a short pass over the head of Harvey. Robertson right on his hammer. He's grabbed him. Could have been a free kick. In fact, he might get one. Or is it going to be a boundary throw-in? No, it's a boundary throw-in. The right half forward flank for Essendon. Walsh doing the ruck work, this time with Abbott, who started off well with a couple of good marks in the first quarter, but Walsh wins this one easily, gets it out to Baker, just about threw that one out to Hurd. Loveridge right on his hammer, good tackle. DP Domenico picks up the crumbs well, gets around Baker, short pass. It's very slippery out there, players from both teams stumbling everywhere. Roger Merritt at centre half back decides to go for the bounce. Deceptively quick, Merritt. Gets the pass on to Duckworth. We haven't seen much of him today. Out to Carey. Not a good hand pass. Carey grabbed high. Rains in trouble. Tries to get out of trouble. Can't do so. Judge again. Player of the match so far, Ken Judge. That's about 10 or 12 possessions. DP Domenico, left half forward. Loves a goal. Shoots. It's long. It won't be one. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Essendon, right back pocket.
They're making a lot of mistakes, Essendon. Bad hand passing. Fundamental errors, Peter, and they're very much rattled. I'd say that now.
We don't see that many errors from an Essendon side as a rule. We do.
And we're talking about there's a free kick going to Platt. Now the umpire bringing him around, Pete.
Well, I didn't see what that was. That downfield or?
I don't know. It must have been. Well, everyone's confused, but so is Thompson.
Oh, I don't know what that was for. As our statistician Paul Todd saw it. No, he shakes his head. And the Hawthorn players shake their head at that kick, and this time it will be an Essendon kick out of bounds on the full. I'd like to look at that one in the replay later because I didn't see any infringement there against Essendon. Spencer takes the free kick. Brereton has to go to spoil. Who's down for Hawthorn? No one. Comes out to Folds from Madden. His kick is a high one over the top. Harvey and also Danaher. Neither can take the grab. Picked up by Phillips. Phillips' hand pass is on to Welshaw. He fumbles. They're all fumbling today at the moment. Robertson on centre wing for Hawthorn. Gathers it in cleanly. He'll go for a short pass. Touch slips over this time. Like an ice rink out there. Madden misses it. Breaks that tackle. And he's kicked it straight to 3 Hawthorn players, and Gary Ayres is the man in front to take the mark.
Well, they're always talking about the depth of Essendon, but we're starting to doubt it a bit today, the way they're playing.
Up towards half forward for Hawthorn.
You're going to go to lose a couple of games, and then we see how much depth the football side's got.
Danaher has the mark and the 15-metre penalty.
Well, he's round about the centre-half back position. A hand pass coming over now to Elshaw. Out wide looking for Harvey. This will be interference for sure against DP Domenico. Pretty finesse about that bit of play by DP Domenico.
But as subtle as a truncheon in the groin.
Well, that's right. Certainly was. Couldn't think of a definition that time as it goes back. Punched out by Ayres. Plenty of Hawthorn defenders there. Picked up by Little Loveridge. He plays it safe. Goes right across.
It's out of bounds on the full.
Well, yes, he didn't mean to do that. I shouldn't imagine, but it'll be a free kick to Essendon. And it'll be Duckworth to take the free kick down there on the forward line. They've moved him from defence to try and liven up this very dead attack of Essendon's. He's got no bite about it at all. He's gone for a short pass. It's a bad one. It's a shocker. Ball pushed out again. Picked up by Fowles. He's down there too. They've got him all over the place. It comes out now to Swab. Hawthorn will get this away for sure. In goes Baker. He can't get clear out. It comes now to Clark. He's grabbed. That'll be hold the man. And that'll be a light relief for Essendon because they had no chance of getting a goal.
He got carried off in the first quarter, Lou, this fellow.
He ran into, well, Salmon ran him. He's gone for a short pass. That's a dangerous one. Bad play. Should have had a shot from that distance. Pushed on by Duckworth. And then goes Buckenauer. Tries to get it out to Whitman. Harvey over to Baker. Back it goes now to Phillips. Out wide to Clark. They're messing about. He's dropped it. Hawker going after him now as Langford slings him around. Back it goes to Clark again. Well smothered by Buckenauer. They deserve to lose it, Essendon. And Buckenauer gets it back with brilliant play over to DP Domenico. Down goes Curran. Couldn't take the mark. Judge, a hand pass coming over now to Loveridge. Back it goes to Judge again. Judge at centre-half back, drives it out towards the half-forward line. Byrne couldn't get that. Well intercepted by Welsh. Little Mark Thompson's going up. They pounce on top of him. They've grabbed him. It'll be a push in the back. Well, that was a doubtful decision, but he's got it. Over it goes to Elshaw. Out wide now, and it's Baker there at centre-half back, setting the ball out towards the wing position. DP Domenico and Madden. DP Domenico put him off balance, kicked off the ground by Hawker. Out towards that half-forward line. He's having trouble picking this up. He's attacked there by Curran. A good tackle. The umpire called play on. The ball grabbed now by Madden over to Rains. That was a bad hand pass. Put Carey under plenty of pressure. And they can't get clear either side. Look at him going in as the ball comes out now to Clark out there on the half-forward line. He's clear. As he picks the ball up on the boundary line, he'll go for a kick if he possibly can, but it's a shocker. And Ayres is in the way, and they take it away from the danger zone. Hawthorn, well played.
Not for very long. Baker at centre field. Now, Baker usually does something with the ball. That's a great pass. About time. Izzard. He's gone for a pass as well. Duckworth has got that one. He better kick better than he did before. Good mark. Under plenty of pressure, but Duckworth is used to that. Let's watch that again. Real gutsy grab this one.
Well, they've got them all down there now, Pete. They've got Duckworth and Bowles, all the defenders down that have tried to give them a bit of life because it's pretty woeful down there in attack for Essendon.
Duckworth only 10 metres out. Shouldn't miss. Oh, he's kicked it like a half-back though, Billy. Deserved better. One behind, 10-4 to 4-2 at VFL Park. 64 plays 26 in our match of the day. Hawthorn's tackling has been the best I've seen from them this year. Out to Abbott. Lost sight of it. No, not yours, Leon Baker. Oh, I'd take a lotto ticket, Leon.
He gave that for a push in the back, Pete.
Wasn't a mark.
No, after he fell to the ground.
Elshaw. Big Roger Merritt down there in attack as well. That's not a bad sort of a kick. That could be a goal. He's got it. Great goal. Oh, very casual for Merritt. Just popped it onto the boot. Essendon's fifth goal at the 11-minute mark of the second quarter. 10-4 to 5-2.
Well, it's 32 points the difference. Into this quarter by just on 12 minutes. And, of course, you'll watch the ball come out now to Elshaw. Over it goes to Merritt. And that's a fine goal by the big fella. He's played a fairly good game. They haven't had many good players, but he's one of them today for Essendon. One of the most valuable players in football.
64 to 32. 32 points in favour of Hawthorn. Merritt's first goal. Essendon's 5 goals, kicked by 5 different players. Thompson tries to get clear. No one getting clear at the centre, and umpire Ian Cameron has decided to put it down again for a bounce. In Essendon's attacking zone, but only by about 3 or 4 metres. Madden against Byrne. Byrne tries to get the front position. Madden, good ruck work, palms it down, picked up by Bomber Thompson. He's kicked it the wrong way, actually. DP Domenico crashes past Hurd, gets past Rains, onto the man of the match so far in Judge. Judge has gone for a short pass. Not a good one, and the mark is taken by Steve Carey.
Well, he went over the mark then, Carey, but goes wide. Trying to find Baker. It bounces the wrong way. Bounced the wrong way twice, but he grabs Swab. Swab goes down, so does Brereton. Going through is Curran now. The kick at goal. Let's see the result. It'll be out of bounds on the full. And a penalty free kick to go to Walsh down there in the back pocket. Into the quarter by 13 minutes. That's the second. 32 points the difference. In favour of Hawthorn. He's gone right across goal, but it's safe. Rains is out there on his own. He's got a full paddock to run in here. Not a Hawthorn play within a mile. He balked around DP Domenico pretty easy. He kicks the ball to centre half forward. Merritt fell over. The ball tapped away. Merritt couldn't pick it up. Knocked on by Madden over to Harvey. He's grabbed. They pull him to the ground. And the umpire said he had no hope. It will be a ball up out there at the centre half forward position for Essendon. About 60 metres out from their goal. 5 goals to Essendon, to Hawthorn 10-4. They've really surprised everybody here at this VFL Park, and a fairly good crowd of around about the 40,000 mark. A perfect day for football as the ball hits the deck. Robertson missed that one. Harvey falls on top of it. It comes back to Platt, and he kicks it out wide towards Swab. Tries to smother it. Finally gets it out to Lester Smith. A hurried kick out towards the wing position. Coming out to meet it now is Buckenara. Buckenara and Phillips it is, but Buckenara using better judgment takes the ball from the wing position with a pass. Goes past Curran, coming in as Madden. Curran gets into his back. He's grabbed again. Is that holding the man? I thought so. I thought so. A free kick there to Madden. Madden's got it out there at half back. Kick towards centre half forward now for the Bombers. DP Domenico knocked away by Hawker. The ball comes back now to Loveridge from Robertson. Loveridge over to Tuck. Tuck had a great first quarter now as he's clear at centre half forward. A running shot at goal. Brown at the back's got the chance. He won't drop it. Is it a free kick to him? It'll be a free kick or a mark. Please yourself. And we're starting to see Brereton fire after he got that first easy goal from one of his teammates. It's lifted his game completely. He's going for goal number 3 now. That was a mark and a free kick. A push after he'd marked it. So Brereton from about 2 metres out, if that, on a bit of an angle, but should have no trouble in kicking his 3rd goal.
Morris off, Handley on for Hawthorn.
There it is on its way. That's a goal. So just over the 15-minute mark of this second quarter, it's Hawthorn 11 goals 470 to Essendon 5 goals 232.
3 goals to Brereton, 3 to Byrne. Leading goal kickers for Hawthorn. Judge has 2, and for Essendon, they're 5 goals kicked by 5 different players. Well, it's a boil over so far. But Essendon, I felt in the early part of this term, started to put a little bit more pressure back on Hawthorn, because that was certainly lacking in the latter stages of the first quarter, or the middle stages. Essendon getting those 2 goals in time on to stay in contention. 70 plays 32. 7th big league match of the day. 15 3/4 minutes into the second quarter at league headquarters. Knocked down by Madden. Tries to find Thompson running past. Platten's kick is a short one to Handley. As I mentioned, he's just come on. Whitman stumbles at the crucial moment. Taps it back past his teammate and finds out there Phillips onto Rains, who had 6 kicks in the first quarter. Spiral punt kick to left half forward from the former Collingwood champion and Richmond champion. Lester Smith down, picked up by Duckworth. Duckworth tackled. Good block by Madden. Excellent play by the former Bomber skipper. He's trying to do it on his own out there. Needs a bit of backup support.
On the shoulder.
He grabs the Hawthorn player down there, Schwab, a little bit high. It's not going to be a free kick, though.
Oh, I reckon it was a shoulder free kick there to Swab for sure against Madden.
I think we had a better view of that than the umpire. Abbott in front. Merritt, beautiful tap out over the top. Phillips was taking a fortnight to get rid of it, though.
Did you see Billy Duckworth let one go there with the boot? I think he connected with Robertson. Well, there's no such rule now, kicking in danger, so if they put their hands down, away you go. Bob's your uncle. Or off goes your finger.
Bounce, left half forward for Essendon. Taken by Merritt again. Gets it back to Duckworth this time. Now here go the Bombers. Picked up by Thompson. Thompson into the goal square. He's got Salmon at the back. Over the top is Ayres. Oh, that could be a free kick. No.
Free kick.
Great play by Ayres as such, but he did appear to get into the back of the fish. It was a surprise selection in the Essendon side today. Brian Wood not taking his place on the field. It's a boundary throw in, left forward pocket for the Bombers. Salmon will contest the ruck work. Here's a chance for Little Clark. Touch through, I think, for a point. Yes, it is.
Salmon's had one touch for the game, Pete. We're into this quarter by 7.5 minutes. That's the second. He's had one hand pass.
11-4 to 5-3.
Waiting there for the ball to come back into play. Hawthorn looking really good. A difference of 37 points in their favour. Approaching the 18-minute mark of this second quarter. And the Bombers will have to improve about 200%. They're going to have any chance in this game. A great mark to Lester Smith. Ball will go back to him. We see Handley breaking clear, so Lester Smith very rarely puts a foot wrong, this fellow. There's a short pass out the way. It's not a good one, but Ayres has got plenty of time to give it back now to Abbott. Abbott out there on the centre wing position, drives the ball deep over the half-forward line. Danaher got one hand to it. Loveridge goes down, picked up by Fowles. It's a wild kick. There's a chance now for Swab to break clear. It'll bounce okay, I should imagine it does. Short pass. Tucky's got it. Decides to play on. A left foot snap at goal. Let's see the result. It's coming around nicely. Put it through. Oh, beauty, Michael Tuck. He's kicked 2 goals so far. 12 goals for 76 Hawthorn. And they're cutting the Bombers to pieces. 5 goals, 3-33. And what a bath they're giving Essendon.
We've seen some form reversals in the last couple of weeks. We saw Fitzroy thrashed by Carlton. They thrashed Hawthorn. Hawthorn looked anything but a good side, except in the last quarter last week. And they've come out today to take Essendon apart so far in our match of the day.
Looking good, Hawthorn. 76 plays 33, just on the 19-minute mark of this second quarter. Waiting for the centre bounce again. It'll be Madden against Byrne. Madden got that one out. Oh, grabbed that time Whitman, but he's still got a hand pass back. In goes Baker. He soon comes out of the pack. Phillips gets one away. That's Handley trying to get clear. There's plenty of fumbling going on by both sides at centre field. And the umpire will ball it up. 12-4, 76 Hawthorn to Western 5-3, 33. That's certainly a shock on the scoreboard to this big crowd here today. No one expected that at this stage of the match. Picked up by Thompson. A hand pass comes back to Fowles. Fowles' kick is to centre half forward. Dropped by Whitman, hit him on the chest, but backing up as usual is Lester Smith. It's a bad hand pass over to Ayres. I don't think he can bend down properly, so you can't blame Lester Smith for that. The ball is tapped out to Harvey right on the boundary line. He's got to get around Handley. He does, but he's under pressure. It goes back there, and a good mark taken there by Lester Smith, but I think it's out of bounds.
Out of bounds, Luke.
Out of bounds, and we approach the 20-minute mark of this second quarter. 76 plays 33, a difference of 43 points. Ball out of bounds about 45, 50 metres around from the Essendon goal. Waiting for the ball to come back into play. It'll be Merritt against Abbott. Knocked out by Merritt. Hawker comes in to pick it up. If he can, he's grabbed by Platten. Good tackle. The ball knocked away by Abbott over to Buckenhar. In goes Hawker, but he gets it back to Platten. Buckenhar back to Robertson again on the centre wing position. A short pass, and Curran got the mark at centre half forward. So we see Curran going for a short pass. Should have gone directly down, but Platten's got it running to an open goal. Let's fly. Walsh got under that one, couldn't hold the mark, and it's through for 1 point. But it's all Hawthorn up to this stage of the match, just on the 21-minute mark of the second quarter. It's Hawthorn 12-5-77 to Western 5-3-33.
Short pass taken by Rains, just up from the back pocket. Rains has kicked a half back. Could have been interference against Danaher. Good knock on by Baker. Out to Harvey on left centre wing. Harvey down towards the left half forward flank. Merritt in front for Essendon. Might be a Hawthorn grab to Handley or Abbott. Whitman has a wrestle behind play too, as his kick is down towards right half forward. Rains pushed the player in the back, not seen by the umpire. Rains gathering a lot of kicks around about the centre field area. Abbott. Short kick into the centre wing position, picked up by Buckenara. A hand pass onto Handley. Handley's kicked down towards Platten at right half forward. Platten on his own. He's gone for a short one again. DiPierdomenico takes the mark. Long way from goal.
Well, you'd swear blind there were about 48 Hawthorn players out there, wouldn't you, Pete? They're all over the place. They're not even guarded at all down there in attack.
Looks that way when you're playing well. DiPierdomenico's kick up towards full forward, and Dunstall completely misjudged that one. Brereton now the chance for Judge if he can get shepherded. He can't. Oh, gives it straight over to Phillips. Out to half back, and Handley takes the mark. I think it's Handley. Wait till he gets up. Yes, it is. So the chopper goes for a short pass. Curran doesn't let him down. Curran from right half forward. Trying to find Brereton. Over the top was Thompson. Elshaw threads his way through. Gives it to Danaher along the ground. Harvey's the only one out there. Robertson around Folds. Is he? Yes. Steadies. He's a long way out. Could be a score. At the back is Platten. Brereton, what a mark! Or is it through? It's 1 point. Nearly grabbed it. 12-6 to 5-3. 78 plays 33 at VFL Park. Ball back into play from Walsh. Elshaw up from the back pocket. Tuck's the only one chasing. He's got a Paddock to move in out there. Folds, right centre wing. Folds looks for a lead across the half forward line. He's got Salmon. That's only about his second touch so far today. He's been really quiet, but he might find Izzard with this kick. No, Lester Smith. Beautifully done. Short pass onto Michael Byrne. Buckenara. Hawthorn players everywhere. Essendon in disarray at the moment. Curran at half forward. Long shot by number 25, and Curran's put it through for another one. Curran brings up his first goal. Hawthorn's 13-6-84 to 5-3-33.
Well, you know, you've possibly got to say now that the Bombers are in plenty of trouble, but not only for this match, but in future games to come, because most sides, or most people, thought they were invincible. That was a lovely goal by Curran, incidentally. But now they're up for a lot of doubt, because the way that Hawthorn are taking them apart, you wouldn't have believed it before the start of this game, Pete.
Curran's first goal, it came up at the 23.5-minute mark of the quarter. 84 plays 33.
And the difference is 51 points. This has been a bath for Essendon, picked up by Elshaw. Down towards their half-forward line. A chance here now for Clark to take the mark. Has covered him now, and the ball goes right across there towards that half-forward line. A chance now for Clark to get clear. Well, he's got the free kick, actually. Clark's out there at half-forward. 15-metre penalty. Taking a fortnight to kick this one. There's the kick by Clark, a long one. Will it make the distance? I don't think so. It's touched on the line and through for 1 point. So they're finding it hard to score goals. Essendon 13-6-84. Hawthorn to Western 5-4-34 as we approach the 25-minute mark of this, the second quarter. They've got a nice hiding here today. We see Robertson pick it up. A hurried kick is a chance now for Harvey to grab it. He does. A hand pass coming over now to Fowles. A running shot at goal, but he's off target. Up towards the full forward position. Up went Merritt, couldn't hold the mark. In goes Maddens, pulled to the ground. The ball goes through for 1 point off his boot. So they move to 5 goals, 5-35 to Hawthorn, still looking mighty good. 13-6-84. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. Langford had that little short kick. This gives him an extra 10 or 15 metres to kick it out to Swab. Swab marked it, punched away that time by Harvey. Over it goes to Fowles. Izzard in trouble. He's grabbed. Swab goes after it again. Falls on top of it. Tries to get it out. Duckworth does likewise. Couldn't get out either. Hand pass coming out to Lester Smith. He's not doing a bad job down there in defence, but he's had plenty of mates. Buckenara, another good player too. They've had them all over the ground. Short pass, and Judge has got it. And what a great first quarter he's had. He's nearly their best player, I would say. He's had 16 possessions so far. Gets it out to Dunstall. I thought he got one in the back then. Picked up by Carey. In goes Brewer, and he threw Danaher down, but out there on the wing is grabbed by Hawker now on his own. He's got a full paddock to run. Right around the wing he goes. A chance now to get clear. Goes for the long kick down there towards the full forward position. Coming in as Madden has grabbed the mark. So Madden with the ball down there in the forward pocket position, about 50 metres out from goal. 84 plays 35 in favour of the Hawks. Well, he's got a 15-metre penalty. This gives him a real chance to score here now. He's on a bit of an angle, but he shouldn't miss it. And boy, do they need this goal. It's one of the best hidings I've seen Essendon get for a long, long time. Kicked by Madden. Oh, he's off target. Getting it through for another point. So they can't score a goal. 13 goals, 684. Hawthorn to Western, 5-6-36.
And it would appear we can't get a close game between Hawthorn and Essendon. One side always well on top, and today it would appear it's Hawthorn's turn. Ball out to Lester Smith in the back pocket. He's gone for a short pass. Wasn't a good one, but it's come off ultimately. Robertson from Schwab. Trying to pick it up and get it to a teammate in the one movement. Sock it up towards Walsh and Byrne. The two big fellows do battle. It comes back to Schwab, but there is a whistle. It will be a Hawthorn free kick, it looks like, or is it going to Harvey? No, it's going to Robertson. Colin Robertson, short of the right centre wing position. 27 minutes gone, second quarter. Byrne. Loveridge at centre field. Balks nicely. Long up towards full forward. Dunstall and Carey. Carey doing a lot of shoving. He got seen this time. Not as blatant as the one earlier, about 3 minutes back. But Dunstall this time in a better position. It's the old story. It's not the number of free kicks, but where you get them. Actually, he was hanging on to him, Lou. He didn't push him.
Yeah, it was pretty light, just the same. Very light free kick. I think he might have been a bit lucky that time, Dunstall.
Yep.
Very lucky.
Dunstall from directly in front. He's only 20 metres out. And that looks like another one to Hawthorn. Dunstall bringing up his first of the afternoon. And Hawthorn's 14th. 14-6-90 to 5-6-36. So Hawthorn started the quarter with 8-4 to 4-1 on the board. And they've kicked a further 6 goals, whereas Essendon have kicked 1. That was Dunstall's first goal. Leading goal kickers for Hawthorn are Byrne and Brereton. They both have 3, and Ken Judge has 2 goals. Sevens big league from VFL Park, 90 to 36 at our match of the day. It's a bath so far. Essendon in complete disarray, as were Hawthorn at last year's grand final. Salmon having a run in the ruck, beats Byrne for it, tries to get it down to Elshaw. He falls on top of it and gets a free kick for a high tackle against Michael Tuck. And he'll take the free kick at centre field. Elshaw. Looking for Madden. Langford over the top. Harvey and Robertson. Buckenara. DP Domenico. Caught. Looks for a free kick. Gets one. And DP Domenico to take the free kick for Hawthorn. Harvey having a few words with umpire John Russo. Another short pass. Missed by Abbott. Backing up well as Ayres. Back to DP Domenico again. They've gained nothing from this Hawthorn. This time DP Domenico goes a little bit longer, and Tuck almost takes the mark at the left half-back flank. It's very scrambly football out there at the moment, and the only result or solution is a bounce, and that's what umpire Russo is going to effect on the right half-forward flank for Essendon. Knocked away by Merritt. Folds, gets offloaded, out of bounds, and it will be a boundary throw.
Out of bounds about 65 metres around from the Essendon goal. They're trailing by 54 points. And we're just on the 30-minute mark of this second quarter. Grabbed by Merritt in plenty of trouble. Gets a hand pass out to Elshaw. It's a bad one. DP Domenico goes after him, but Elshaw's got too much pace. He's going away from the goals. He hooks it back now. Intercepted by Robertson. Picks it up pretty smartly. Out it goes now to Ayres. And if he's got 2 bad thighs, I don't know what. I've never seen a fitter play because he's moving okay. Back it comes towards Hawthorn's half-forward line. That's Salmon's 3rd possession so far on the match. Back it goes to Danaher. He can't get clear. Loveridge with a hand pass Out there looking for Brereton. Brereton and Walsh having a great battle. Kicked off the ground by Brereton to Platten and Hawker. Hawker gave him one to go on with. That was good play as he gets the ball clear. Goes for the boundary line. It'll be out of bounds.
Great tackle.
So it'll be a penalty free kick to Hawthorn. They can't do a thing right, Essendon. They've made some boo-boos here today. They've been made to look like fools against this very strong Hawthorn side. And you've got to give them full mark because they went in here real outsiders today and they've put it right over the Bombers. Really put it over them. Waiting on Judge. Let's see the kick. There's the siren to win the second quarter. And Hawthorn in a fantastic position. 14-6, 14-7, I should say, 91 to Western. 5 goals, 6:36.
You want to be a real footballer? I've been a real footballer. You've got to look like a real footballer. You've got to go for the mark. The VFL mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at leading stores. Real footy gear, real footy accessories, real footy supporters gear too, in all club colours and badges. Go for the VFL mark at leading stores.
Umpire John Russell has the ball to start proceedings in the second half of our match of the day. Hawthorn leading by 55 points, 14-7 to 5-6 at VFL Park. Byrne starting in the ruck for Hawthorn. That one thumped well downfield, picked up by Harvey. Threads his way around Leon Baker. Back to the outer side. 2 Hawthorn players are there in the mark taken by Buckenara.
Played well this year, Buckenara, Pete.
Yes, probably started his a season as good as I've seen him. Fine mark to Madden, showed better judgment. Of course, he's too tall for just about everybody else there. Now, can they get their running game going, Essendon? Thompson takes it from Hawker. Platten in pursuit. Thompson left half-back flank onto Duckworth on centre wing. Thompson still going. Now left half forward. Clark on his own. This looks better for Essendon. Gets over Whitman onto Phelps. Now they could score a goal here, Essendon, if he's fast enough. He's not. Buckenara onto Robertson. Clark might get a second chance here if the ball doesn't beat him over the line. It does. It will be a boundary throw in almost in Essendon's left forward pocket. It's going to be Abbott against Merritt. Merritt, too good. Down to Phillips. Phillips' kick is a high one. Langford takes the mark in front of Elshaw. Langford's done a pretty good job down there in defence last week and today so far. On to Buckenara. This guy's not playing a bad game. 15 possessions for Buckenara. Out towards Schwab, trying to get clear of Baker. Might be a 15-metre penalty. No, it's not. Back to Whitman. Folds. Whitman in trouble. Underground pass to Schwab. Schwab on the top. They need to get rid of it quickly. Essendon manning up pretty well. Abbott. Right that bump from Madden pretty well. On to Byrne. Gets around Hurd. Long up to Lester Smith. Breaks that tackle. Around Hurd again. Short pass. Not a good one. DP Domenica gets it on to Handley, though. Handley has a shot at goal and has put it through for a point. And that came up at the 2-minute mark of the quarter. 14-8 to 5-6.
56 points the difference. Just over the 2-minute mark of this third quarter. Now they'll have to improve about 300%. Essendon, if they had want a chance in this game as it goes out there towards that half-back line. The pack fly, it hits the deck now. Picked up by Walsh. A hand pass over to Harvey. They're going the long way around the boundary line they go. Chance for Duckworth. He's grabbed it. That'll be a mark.
Or free kick.
He got the mark out there at a half forward. Making a lead now is Salmon. Comes across to mark that one, but a great mark taken there by... No, he's not paying. I thought it was a mark to Whitman. Down goes Loveridge. They stack up there and the umpire will ball it up. I reckon that was a mark to Whitman.
I think he did too.
Anyway, the umpire will ball it up about 40 metres out from the Essendon goal, and they're trailing by 56 points. We approach the 3-minute mark of this third quarter. Knocked out at that time by Langford. Tuck can't get clear. There was 2 of them on him there. And the umpire will ball it up. And incidentally, Tucky's played a pretty good game so far in the match. He's had 14 possessions, hasn't wasted one, and kicked a couple of goals. So a very, very valuable game by their captain. Knocked out by Tuck. It comes down to Lester Smith. He's slung to the ground by Baker. Duckworth springs out of the pack. A shot at goal. But it's not Essendon's day today. He's off target and the ball is out of bounds in the forward pocket position right against the Essendon point post. So we wait now for the ball to come back into play with the Bombers still trailing by 56 points. It's a big margin to pick up. Plenty of disappointed Essendon fans here today, round about the 40,000 mark. The attendance. Baker tries to get a kick, smothered by Langford. It's Ayres getting the ball out, a short kick. Coming in to pick it up as Harvey's attacked there by Lester Smith. He goes down, kicked off the ground by Swab. On the boundary line is Phillips, dodges, a hand pass coming back to Duckworth, well intercepted by Swab. They're doing that all day. Byrne copped the heavy one in the face that time, but the umpire said play on. He's having a bit of a wrestle down there with Duckworth, I think it is. Duckworth collected him all right. He would. So it'll be a ball up out there on that half-forward flank position, just over the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. It's 14-8-92 to Hawthorn to Western 5-6-36.
Madden got that one down, but it's corrected by Buckenara. His kick is a high one back to centre wing, knocked away by Danaher. 4-on-1 out there. DP Domenico gets grabbed. He's last to get up. Got to earn your free kicks today, apparently. DP Domenico short of right centre wing. Tries to find Platten, and Platten takes the mark in front of Thompson. It's a little bit of attention for his trouble, and subsequently gets a 15-metre penalty. Short pass to Curran is effective. Curran right half forward. Gets around Thompson, sidesteps nicely. The kick is high. He'll be trying to find Dunstall. Dunstall at the back, and Brereton can't outmark Walsh. And Walsh takes the grab. We haven't seen much of him today. He decides to go on the run. Brings it out to the member stand flank. He's got Rains running out there for him. Buckenara seems to be covering plenty of ground, and well played. He is everywhere, Buckenara, at the moment in this quarter.
I must agree with you, Pete. He's played a fine game today.
And Jeff Rains seemingly with the ball that he's keeping there.
Well, as we said before, he's had a great season so far. It's Buckenara of old.
92-36 as we await a boundary throw in, knocked away by Brereton. Actually, it hit him on the chest, picked up by Handley. The umpire's given a free kick to Essendon, though. It'll go to Madden. Madden gets it on to Elshaw. Elshaw around Judge. Oh, beautiful smother by Tuck. Brereton tries to find Judge again. Back it comes to Tuck. Tuck onto Judge. Judge from 30 metres out has put it through for a goal. And that resulted from a superb smother initially. 3 goals to Judge. Scoreboard is 15-8 to 5-6 at VFL Park.
A difference of 62 points, and Judge, I would say, at this stage of the game would be their best player.
And Tuck wouldn't be far behind him either. He's played very well. Watch this again. As I said, it resulted from a superb smother by Tuck. Brereton got it back. It was Dunstall onto Tuck and then onto Judge.
Well, he's had 18 possessions, Judge, 3 goals and 7 marks. That's not a bad performance. Just on the 6.5-minute mark of the third quarter. 98 plays 36, a difference of 62 points. They're looking better as the game goes on. Instead of Essendon catching up, they're going further down the drain. Byrne missed that. It actually hit him on the head. Comes down to Fowles. That kick was smothered by Duckworth. That gave Buckenara a chance, but he couldn't get clear of it. Pushed on by Harvey. Loveridge gets a hurried kick back towards centre half forward. Punched away by Danaher. In goes DP Domenico. Down goes DP Domenico. The umpire said it wasn't in the back. So it's finally picked up there, out there by Danaher, but the kick is not a good one, and there's Swab out there on his own. Where are these Essendon forwards? You can't spot them for miles. And that's how they've played all day. They've been all over the place like John Brown's cows. Whoever they are, I don't know who they are.
Parliamentarian, isn't he?
Got himself in a bit of trouble in the old days, they tell me, as the ball goes out there. Pushed out that time by Brereton. Gets a hurried kick back towards the forward pocket, but he may have... That would hit the boundary line. Grabbed on the line by...
out of bounds.
Thompson, but the umpire said it's out of bounds, down towards Hawthorn's half forward on about 60 metres around from their goal. They're 98 points to 36, and what a bath the Bombers are getting. There's Byrne getting a knockout. Hawker after it again, but Byrne at least got it a little further around towards the Hawthorn goal. It's about 40 metres around from that position now. Perfect day for football, but it certainly hasn't helped the Bombers. This is the worst I've seen them play for a long, long time. A long hand pass that time by their captain. Fowles missed the ball altogether. Going in as Curran. Couldn't get clear. There's Platten on the boundary line, but it's out of bounds again. Still about 45, 50 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. Just on the 8-minute mark. 98 plays 36. In favour of Hawthorn. Back it comes again. Picked up by Hawker. A hand pass comes out to Fowles. Over it goes to Baker. Caught it on the half volley that time. Picked it up the second time as it goes out now towards Ayres, and there's a... No, he didn't play that mark, and rightly so, but Ayres won't let Clark get near it. Scoops it out beautifully to Robinson. In goes Duckworth, kicks it over the line, but it was a grubber, and it'll be a throw-in from the centre wing position. 8.5 minutes gone of this third quarter. It's 15-98 Hawthorn to Western 5-6-36.
Boundary throw-in to be contested by Merritt and Byrne. Knocked down by Byrne. Schwab dives on top of it, gives it over to Big Abbott. Big pack of players out there, thumped down by Walsh, picked up by Platten. He gets on his bike pretty quickly. Won't be a score. Dunstall and Carey. Dunstall got this one. Good judgment by Dunstall. There was a 2-out duel. Been some pretty solid whacks handed out between those two today. They've had fun bouncing off each other. And a fine mark by Dunstall. About 20 metres out from goal. You can see the angle on the screen. Dunstall's kicked 1 so far for Hawthorn. Chance to make it 2. He's done just that. And Dunstall putting through goal number 2 for him. And Hawthorn 16, 16-8-104 to 5-6-36. Here it is again. Knocked down by Walsh. Gets clear of Thompson, Platten. And Carey a little bit slow to get off the mark there, Lou.
Yep. Well, he's not a very fast player, Carey, really, is he?
And Dunstall reading it a little bit better.
You know, he's been on the sidelines playing in the reserves for quite some time. Still, he's a try.
104 to 36 now at VFL Park. We're approaching the 10-minute mark of the third quarter. Out of the centre comes Folds, gets it down to Phillips, breaks that tackle well. Phillips now from left half forward flank. He's gone for a pass trying to find Ezard or Salmon, knocked away by Langford. That's not a mark, surely.
Paying it. That's his first mark for the day. I think it's his 4th possession with the match. He was the surprise selection, really, because they thought he had no hope of playing for a couple of weeks.
Well, he had his arm in a sling, didn't he, on Wednesday night at state training, I was told. Anyway, Salmon with this mark. A chance to bring up his first goal. It'll be a badly needed one for Essendon. That's the understatement of the game. Well, he's sliced that one a little bit. Out in the forward pocket, Ezard has taken the mark. He'll run around. He does so and puts it through for a point.
Well, he's been pretty quiet today too, Ezard.
1 point to Essendon.
He's had 7 possessions up to this stage of the match. He's usually the best ball player they've got, Pete.
16-8 to 5-7.
Waiting now for the ball to come back into play as we approach the 11-minute mark of the third quarter. And Hawthorn still looking $1 million as it goes out there towards Walsh. He punched away from DP at Domenico. Buckenauer tries to get a hand pass. Ball picked up by Baker. A short one to Fowles. Punched away by Tucker. Beautiful anticipation that time by Whitman. The ball out wide and Hawthorn O'Ryan running again as Hanley goes for a short pass. Not a good one, and little Mark Thompson comes across to take the mark around about the centre half-back position. Goes for a long hand pass to Carey. Carey's pass is okay. It's grabbed here by Harvey out there towards the centre wing position. Loose man out here now, and Walsh has got it. He's playing down there in attack. They've moved him all over the place to try and do something about their side. Up goes Ezard. Couldn't hold the mark. DP at Domenico tries to crash through the pack. They pull him down. Down goes Merritt as he tries to hand pass. Ezard gets a quick kick back there, but Ayres is in the way. Well, this fellow they thought wouldn't play because he had a bad hamstring, but he's out there doing pretty well as Loveridge drives it out wide towards Platten. He's got the start here, kicked off the ground away from Elsworth. That was good play on the part of the ex-South Australian. And Hawker takes it over the line and out of bounds, but it's down on Hawthorn's half-forward line, about 75 metres around from their goal. 12 minutes gone of the third quarter. It's still all Hawthorn. 16-8, 104 to Western 5-7, 37.
The
umpire said he might have kicked that out on the full. Yes, it'll be... I thought it went the other way. I thought Hawker kicked it out. I thought Hawker kicked that out.
Oh, he did.
I reckon Hawker kicked that one out. Unless it was the boundary umpire giving the sign there as we see Fowles take the mark out there at half back. Short one. Merritt got under that. They've got him well covered today as the ball is picked up by Robertson. Good play. He's played a good game, Robertson, too, as it goes over there to Abbott. But the kick is not so hot. Hot marked by Fowles, who hasn't been a bad player today for Essendon. Short pass. Harvey's got it. Not enough players firing for them just the same. All the match winners are missing. Pack fly. Madden couldn't hold it. Picked up by Baker. A hand pass coming over to Elsworth. They soon collar him. In goes Clark. Kicks it off the ground, but he missed it. Picked up. He showed him how to pick it up. Loveridge as he drives the ball out wide. Coming out to meet it is Langford now. He's got a chance to get this well clear. He goes for a pass. Not a good one, and marked here by Baker. Moving right across the ground pretty smartly that time. He goes down. A 15-metre penalty against Hawthorn as Baker goes for a short one, and once again it's Fowles. So Fowles with the ball out there at half forward. A good 65 metres out from goal. 13.5 minutes gone of this third quarter. Good mark this time to Salmon. That's his second grab for the day, and of course his 5th possession. He hasn't kicked a goal. He's gone for a short pass. He's not taking any. He hasn't got any faith in himself. And the mark grabbed here now by Clark. So Clark's dead in front, about 35 metres out.
Chance to bring up Essendon's first goal for the quarter and his second. I beg your pardon. No, he hasn't kicked one so far.
Hasn't been too many that has.
Goal umpire doesn't move. It's applauded by Roger Merritt standing underneath it, and so it is Clark's first goal, a badly needed one for the Bombers, their second of the term, and their first of the term, 6-7-43 to 16-8-104. And that's their first goal since the 11-minute mark of the second quarter. Essendon fans a little quiet today, understandably. We just can't seem to get a close game between the two pace setters of the VFL in recent times, Hawthorn and Essendon.
That shot looks like an outside view of the public library, doesn't it?
14.5 minutes into the third quarter, 104 now to 43. Madden got a tap, but it's not a very long one. In fact, it's a free kick going to Byrne. Byrne doing the ruck work, or a lot of it so far in this quarter for Hawthorn. He's gone for a pass, doesn't look a particularly good one, but he's got Platten out there running ahead of Baker, tries to get around Phillips, does so. Short pass, that's marked by Handley at half forward. Handley, fair way from goal. Good 55 metres. I don't think you kick that. Breeze, if anything, favouring that end to which Hawthorn are kicking in this quarter. It's all Essendon in the packs, but Dunstall at the back claims the mark. It wasn't there, certainly. A wild hand pass comes in the direction of Carey and Platten. Thompson, I think it's Thompson. No, it's Harvey trying to burrow through. And umpire Russo says it will be a bounce in Hawthorn's right forward pocket. And a few tempers frayed down there. Who's on the bottom of that stack up?
That Bomber defence has had plenty of holes in it today, Pete.
Most unusual, isn't it?
They're going through it like a wet paper bag.
A bounce, right forward pocket for Hawthorn. Madden against Brereton, won by Madden, picked up by Loveridge. Loveridge has a snapshot, it's well smothered, he might get a second go. Hawker grab, gives it straight to Judge, who gets tripped up on the way through. No free kick, has his nose rubbed into the turf. Loveridge well caught by Thompson and Walsh. That'll be holding the ball. I wonder who's going to get the kick. Thompson. Hawker. Hawker's kick is short, but it'll find Rains, or is it a mark? Robertson late on the scene, the umpire has paid it. Rains at left half-back flank, he'll put Essendon into attack. He usually kicks long. Up over the centre line, at the back is Brereton. Ayres waiting down. Schwab gets a good shepherd now. Which way can he go? Goes for the hand pass back to Lester Smith. Always seemed to have plenty of time. It always does something with it, but chipping in beautifully was Folds. Folds to Baker. Baker, a shot. Salmon on his own. Marks. No, he doesn't mark. Should have marked it.
Oh, that was good play on the part of Langford.
Yes, it certainly was. Lester Smith at the Gary Ayres at left half-back.
Well played, Langford, as the ball goes back there towards the wing position. 61 points the difference. Grabbed here now by Mark Thompson. And he's tried very hard all day, this little fellow. He never plays a bad game either. Just as well they got Mark Thompson and Bowles playing. I'll tell you that now, the margin would be a lot greater. He's got a 15-metre penalty. Difference 61 points. Another 15-metre penalty. This brings him right up to the half-forward line just about. There's Salmon moving about with a short pass and a good mark taken here by Baker. Well, they've got a good chance here, the Bombers. They kick about 7 straight goals. Waiting now for the ball to go up there to the full forward position. Punched away by the Hawthorn defence, going towards the forward pocket. Coming out to meet it now is Schwab. Hand pass back to Ayres. He fumbled that. This gives Clark a chance, but he's well got it. Beautiful tackle there by Schwab, but he's too high. Oh, I thought it was a good tackle. I thought that was a good tackle that time, but the umpire thought differently. He's gone for a short pass. And the ball marked here now by Alshaw, right in front. Let's see it again. Schwab got him. I thought it was a... I don't know. I reckon it was a fair dinkum tackle. But at any rate, chance now for Alshaw to kick this goal. He's on a bit of an angle yet to kick one. And boy, do they need this goal. There she is, and that's a goal. So they move on to 7 goals, 7:49 to Hawthorn, 16-8-104. Still in a very commanding position, approaching the 18.5-minute mark of this third quarter. That's the first time we've seen the Essendon, what do they call those things, those pom-poms waving, because they've been very...
Floggers.
Floggers, are they?
think they're floggers.
Well, floggers, whatever they are. But
Streamers
they
on sticks.
haven't been waving very much today, Pete.
No, they haven't. They haven't had much to cheer about, but they've got the last goal. 18.5 minutes gone. Third quarter, 55 points in favour of Hawthorn. And that was the margin they led by at half-time.
And Merritt's left the ground. We assume it's an injured hand, Peter.
Loveridge gets dispossessed pretty quickly out there. 4 or 5 Essendon players dive right on top of him. Robertson comes in to push a few away. So temper's becoming frayed, but they're still going in pretty solidly. Both sides. Once again, a bounce at centre field. Byrne and Madden. Madden wins that again. Holding the ball. Okay. Phillips. Thompson running with him. Essendon looking a little bit better at the moment. They certainly need to. Ezard, great mark, the little fellow. Can he take a grab this time? Goes for a short pass. No, he doesn't. He's gone long into the goal square. Salmon and Langford off the hands of both of those and through for 1 point. That was a superb grab. Here it is again. Not as good as the one he took against Carlton, but I tell you what, it was well up there over the top of Whitman. So 54 points the difference. Langford to bring the ball back into play. Essendon doing most of the attacking so far in this quarter, but they haven't been able to make many inroads on Hawthorn's big lead. Picked up by Lester Smith. He's gone for a short pass. Actually, Hawthorn aren't running as much as they were in the first half. Perhaps understandable. Schwab. Byrne. Good tackle, holding the ball. So Essendon lifting their game. Ezard's pass out towards right half forward flank. He's got Elshaw running out there. Now he's got Harvey. Which way? That way. Harvey puts it high. He'll be trying to find Salmon. Gets the front posse and got it. So about 10 metres out. Salmon would be able to bring up his first goal from there. Look how he positions himself well. And while the rest are all fighting each other, it's Paul Salmon's kick.
Well, that one mark, Pete, might give him a little bit of confidence because he's been dropping a lot of marks over the last few weeks.
He looked very lacklustre in the first half. So this will be Essendon's 8th. It is 8-8-56. Essendon trailing Hawthorn 16-8-104.
Well, it's 48 points the difference now. 48 points as we approach the 21.5-minute mark. We watch that again. Good play on the part of Harvey. Balked his opponent, stood back. And we see Salmon in front of the pack. Lost it, but lucky for him, it bounced onto his chest and he's got the mark to kick his first goal.
Essendon's 8 goals, kicked by 8 different players. Salmon, Baker, Danaher, Clark, Elshaw, Merritt, Madden and Harvey.
48 points the difference. Well, we've got a long way to go before the game's up, but can the Bombers pick that margin? If they do, they're a marvellous side, I'll say that. They'll certainly have to lift their game, but they're looking a lot better now over this last 10 minutes. Knocked out by Madden, a bit of a clash in the centre, pushed away by Byrne. Coming into meet it is Thompson. He was grabbed by Platt when he didn't have the ball. He get the free kick, and this fella's a little champ. There's no doubt about that. He very rarely plays a bad game. He's had 17 possessions so far. Buckenara in front of Rains. Kicked off the ground by Buckenara. Down there towards Curran. Danaher's right on his tail. Down goes Curran. He'll get a free kick. He copped it too high. And he'll take the free kick out there on that half-forward line. A good distance out from goal for Hawthorn. 48 points the difference. Short pass. It'll be okay, and Buckenara's got it. Cop one there for half. That'll be 15 metres for sure. If he's not careful to get reported again. That's foolish play on the part of Harvey. Short pass again. It's okay, and Judge has got it. In my opinion, the best player on the ground so far. He's had 19 possessions, 8 marks, and kicked 3 goals, and this one's not beyond him here either. He's about 50 metres out. He might go for a shot. He's going to have a shot. Let's see what he can do. There's the kick. It's a long one, but this time he's off target, and it's through for 1 point. So Hawthorn moved to 16-9, 105 to Western, 8 goals, 8-56. We approach the 23-minute mark of this third quarter. A short kick in by Carey. The ball booted back there towards Danaher. Got under that one. Couldn't hold the mark. In comes Phillips. Gets a hand pass to Hawker. A bad hand pass looking for Walsh. He's got a bit of pressure on him as Curran goes after him. He puts him over the line into the fence. And the ball is out of bounds. Gradually creeping around towards the centre wing position on the members' side of the ground. 49 points the difference. It's a big gap to grab for Essendon as we see a bit of fumbling going on. The umpire will ball it up out there on Hawthorn's half forward, about 75 metres out from their goal.
Ball up left half forward flank for Hawthorn. As Lou said, about 75 from goal. Hawthorn held the 2 goals this quarter. In fact, Essendon have outscored them. They've scored 3. Knocked down by Byrne, actually. Tuck gets a second and a third grab into the arms of Thompson, though. Brereton's tack on a little late. Oh, great mark to Terry Danaher in front of Curran. Essendon skipper looking for a lead. None there. He's gone high and long towards the member stand flank. Out there is Spencer. Haven't seen much of him today. He's been very quiet under Thompson. Thompson a short pass to right half forward. Now Essendon looking a little bit better as it's picked up by Elshaw. He can kick a ball long too, this fellow. He'll look for Salmon, who's in front of Salmon. It's Ayres this time. It's Whitman. He's gone short. Elshaw, second chance. No, couldn't quite drag in the mark. Gives Hawthorn the opportunity through Byrne. Just about threw that one out, Michael Byrne. No free kick for it, though. Hawker on the boundary line. Onto Folds. Around Robertson. Madden on his own. Oh, spilled the centre.
Should have marked it on his chest.
Loveridge just about runs into the umpire, gives Rains the chance. Rains is well tackled. Byrne paddles it out for Buckenara. Buckenara gets clear at half-back. Up towards Hawthorn's half-forward line. Judge has it knocked away from him. That'll be a free kick to Morris, surely. Morris has been on the bench for most of the day. Russell Morris from centre field. At the back, the mark taken by Brereton. Now Brereton almost within kicking distance. He's kicked 3 so far. Hawthorn's leading goal kicker with Byrne and also Judge. He's gone for a short pass to Dunstall, and that's effective. Dunstall leads out well, and he's usually a pretty accurate kick for goal. Dunstall.
He's not that fast, Dunstall, you know, but he left Carey for dead that time.
I don't think either would win a store gift, Lou.
Doubt it. I think he gave Carey about 5 metres then, the final tape.
Dunstall about 30 metres out on a slight angle. It looks like a goal. Goal umpire says 4 points. Dunstall joins the leading band of Hawthorn goal kickers in Byrne, Brereton and Judge with 3. And at 17-9, Hawthorn, Essendon 8-8.
Well, the difference now 55 points, and things still looking mighty good for the Hawks. 3 goals to Dunstall. Been a very handy player down there. Well, they've had good players in just about every position today, Hawthorn. You can't find a weak player in their lineup.
No, both of these sides well undermanned. A lot of serious injuries have kept the Stars out of today's game, but Hawthorn well in front at the moment.
Just over the 26-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. It'll be Byrne against Madden. Byrne number 21. Knocked out by Madden. Elshaw missed that, goes after it again. A hand pass coming back to Baker. Baker goes wide towards that half-forward line. There's a race going on now. Hazard went over the ball. This allowed Robertson to pick it up. Gets around Hazard pretty easily. Hand pass to Loveridge. Slips, but he's okay now at centre wing position. Got plenty of time to drive it down there looking for Brereton. Ah, beautiful mark. Outmanoeuvred, outmarked the Walsh completely. He's gone for a pass, looking there for Morris. Morris got his hands to it, couldn't hold the mark. Now Platten's clear, a left foot snap. Will it make the distance? Hanley and Hawker go for it, but it's finally forced through for 1 point. So they move on now to 17-10, 112 Hawthorn to Essendon 8-8, 56. What a bath they're getting. Certainly disappointing everybody here today. We thought we'd see a much closer game than this. And the mark taken by Baker. Over it goes now to Elshaw in plenty of trouble. There's a wild hand pass, boy, over the tuck. Back to Judge. It'll fall short, and Hawker playing down there at the full-back position takes the mark quite easily. Decides to go for a run. Actually, Hawker hasn't played a bad game. Fouls and... we see Matt go in hard. He's copped Curran, stunned him a bit. Down goes Byrne. He's attacked that time by Danaher. And the umpire will ball it up out there on that half-forward line for Hawthorn. As I was saying, fouls, Mark Thompson and Hawker have been pretty fair players for Essendon, but they haven't had many other good players. Harvey every now and again. He could raffle the rest. They've been shockers as the ball comes back now. We see Mark Thompson drop that. Down goes Platten. He's grabbed by Elshaw, by Phillips, and the umpire will ball it up out there on that half-forward line, still for Hawthorn, about 70 metres out from the goal as we approach the 28-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. 17-10, 112 Hawthorn to Western, 8 goals, 8:56. Finally driven away by Elshaw. Back out there towards the wing position. Schwab couldn't claim that mark. Knocked on by Whitman. I thought he was tripped as he went through the pack, but the umpire said no. Good play by Whitman as he gets it out to Robertson. Robertson's kick is over the half-forward line for Hawthorn. Punched away by Hawker. Back it comes to Buckenara. It's a bit of trouble getting it up now. He's got it to Platten. A quick kick over Handley, a one-hander, and he's only about 30 metres out directly in front just about. So they're running right over the top. This defence of Eston's been woeful today. They're letting players run all over the place.
Good play by Platten there.
Quick thinking, and of course Handley scooped it in one-handed, and he's got a chance to kick a goal. That'll be his first. There she is, on its way, but he's no 1 point. Brereton was trying to clap the umpire into goal, but he wouldn't have a bar of that, so it's 1 point to Hawthorn, 17-11, 113. To Essendon, 8 goals, 8:56.
29 minutes gone, third quarter. Elshaw, he should have taken that mark in front of Buckenara. Buckenara wins out, gets it on to Robertson, who's playing his best game for the year in my book. Robertson could just about score. In fact, it's too long. And the ball over the boundary line on the other side of the ground as the siren goes for three-quarter time, with Hawthorn leading 17-11, 113 to Essendon, 8-8, 56. 57 points the difference as we begin the final quarter at VFL Park. Umpire Peter Cameron coming in to bounce the ball at our match of the day. It's been a real boil over so far. Can Hawthorn go on with it? Can Essendon come back? Knocked away by Madden, picked up by Lester Smith, or socket away by Lester Smith. Phillips, first kick down towards half forward. Clark just about throws that one out to Spencer.
Got one on the trip. He got a trip, Pete.
Baker from right half forward. They want a couple of quick goals. Essendon, Izzard and Whitman. Oh, great mark by little Izzard. He is a player, isn't he, this fellow?
Well, he is a player, I must say that, but he's been a bit quiet today, just the same. Whitman's held him pretty well.
11 possessions into the goal square. In fact, it might even be a goal. Touched right on the line. That's when they needed one. 17-11 now to 8-9 in favour of Hawthorn, as Langford will bring the ball back into play. Langford favouring the members stand flank. Morris and his opponent picked up by Robertson, as Lou mentioned, playing a pretty good game today, and that's a good mark taken by Walsh. He gets clear of Brereton, well blocked. His kick out towards left half forward flank, Loveridge and Harvey. Loveridge can't pick it up. Now he's close to the boundary line, content to take it over. And we will see a boundary throw in. 17-11 to 8-9 in favour of Hawthorn. It's going to be Spencer against Abbott. I think Deer must be off the ground. Haven't seen him after half-time. Loveridge again. Buckenara, he's played a good game, Lou.
Certainly has, Pete. Well, you name it, they've got him out there playing well.
Yes, they haven't had too many passengers today at all. Curran, I think, suffering from a little bit of cramp, as we have a boundary throw in on centre wing as we approach the 2-minute mark of the final term. Byrne against Madden. Madden wins it. Elshaw slews off the side of the boot. Didn't intend to kick it that way. Phillips put his head down. Could have almost been penalised. Picked up by Schwab. No free kick. You've got to earn them today. Brereton takes the mark. He was off, was he?
He's got to play off.
He was off, yes. Good decision. And over the boundary line, it will be taken by Carey. And in Hawthorn's right forward pocket, a boundary throw in. 2.5
minutes gone of the last quarter. 17-11, 113 Hawthorn to Essendon. 8 goals, 9:57. Ball back into play. Knocked out that time by Madden. Walsh fumbles the ball. Tuck tries to pick it up. Brereton gets a hand pass out. A good one to Loveridge. Loveridge with another one back now to Handley. Handley in trouble, can't pick it up. He cocked one a bit high. The umpire said no, but once again it's Loveridge scouting out, driving it up there to Dunstall. Got one hand to it, couldn't hold the mark. Ball tapped over now from Elshaw over to Danaher. Out it goes wide, tapped on by Phillips. Elshaw again out there on that half back line. Over it goes to Phillips on his own. He's got a paddock to run in now. He takes advantage of that. Coming over to meet him is Dunstall. A hand pass to Harvey. Harvey's kick is okay. It's marked by Clark on his own right out there on the boundary line, about 60 metres out from goal. That's a long shot. And look at that one for a goal. That was a magnificent goal by Clark. And that might be the one the Bombers need. That's his second. 17-11, 113. Hawthorn to Essendon, 9 goals, 9:63.
Well, Essendon brought that ball from the back pocket. It got up to Phillips, onto Harvey. They had the loose man right the way down the field.
Good play on the part of Harvey too, Pete. Spot him. That's a magnificent goal by Clark. Now, right from the boundary, it'd have to be nearly 50, 60 metres out that time.
It was going to be a score all the way, and he popped it through for a goal. Approaching the 4-minute mark, final quarter. Essendon's 9th goal. Clark, the first Essendon player to score 2.
Knocked out by Matt down towards Essendon's half-forward line. Abbott over to Robertson, playing well, and he copped one that time from Spencer nearly. Buckenara again, booting the ball back to centre half-forward, but in the way is Phillips, who hasn't played a bad game, I should say that. He's battle hard, but there's one of their good players, Mark Thompson, a short pass and a beauty out to Baker. Nearly went off the mark.
He did go off the
said
mark.
he did. He said hold the ball. We did the same thing to Brewer about 5 minutes ago.
Well, they're consistent.
That's a fair enough decision. Fair to one, fair to all. Well played by Ayres, taking advantage of that. Out to Brereton. Down he goes. He'll get a free kick against Walsh. He's not too happy about the decision. He called the advantage rule. Tuck goes for the kick up towards the goal, but it's off target, through for 1 point. So just on the 5-minute mark of the last quarter, 17-12, 114 Hawthorn to Western 9-9, 63. Still a big margin to pick up, but you never know your luck in a big city with the Bombers.
Keary. Oh, Brereton on his own. Spencer would have got a 15-metre penalty had he connected, I reckon. Brereton about 55 to 60 metres out. Need to be a mammoth kick to get it there. Kicking against a very slight breeze. That is a mammoth kick. At the back is Hawker. Almost grabbed it too, Glenn Hawker. Ball out of bounds, right forward pocket for Hawthorn and a boundary throw-in. Hawthorn led by 55 points at half-time, 57 at three-quarter time. Knocked away by Byrne, tries to find Tuck. Tuck actually gives it to DP to Medico. And we'll see a bounce, only about 20 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. Good crowd here today. Would have been a little bit disappointed in Essendon's performance. The Bombers giving it everything, though, in this final quarter to try and get back into this match. Elshaw. Elshaw's kick is covering plenty of distance. Off the chest of Spencer down there. When you're hot, you're hot, and when you're not, you're not. And it hasn't been too hot for Essendon this afternoon. Certainly so far. A bounce. Ball up right half-forward flank for the Hawks. Byrne and Madden. Again, Madden wins that one. It's picked up by Tuck. Nearly kicked Phillips in the face, I think.
The ball hit him in the face,
yeah.
Pete.
And once again, umpire Russo will ball it up almost in the same position. Probably a little bit further out from goal. Hawthorn wouldn't want to relax.
Well, it's 51 points the difference.
Ball up, right half forward flank, knocked away by Madden. Picked up by Buckenara. Buckenara's kick is a short one, and the mark taken for Essendon by Glenn Hawker in front of DP Domenico.
Well, Hawker's played a reasonably good game as the ball finally comes back into Elshaw. Elshaw's kick is out towards the wing position. Players set themselves. Morris dropped that one. Was a difficult mark just the same. Pushed away by Duckworth. In goes Lester Smith. Copped that right across the mush. And he'll get a free kick. The umpire running after Walsh, but he's let him go.
The other one might grab him.
So that'll be the free kick to Walsh out there on that wing position. Not Walsh, I should say, Lester Smith. And this fella's a fine player. As I've said in the early part of the commentary, you very rarely see him play a bad game, Pete.
That's true.
Short pass, and Buckenara, he's played a great game too, but you can keep on naming them for Hawthorn because they've had them all over the ground. There's three of them together. That's how well guarded they are. Morris has got the mark. The umpire called play. I think he went for the hand pass. A bad hand pass by Judge, but Harvey's well collared that time by Loveridge. Picked up by Duckworth. A hand pass coming over to Mark Thompson. He should go for the long kick. He's kicked it out wide. Madden and Langford go for it. Well played by Langford. Still going well. Strong play by the Hawthorn defender. He's gone in hard. Is that a free kick against him? No, he's still going as the ball finally comes back there to Salmon playing in the ruck now. Bit of fumbling going on. Picked up, but the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Hawthorn. And it'll go to Swap. Another good player today too for Hawthorn. He's got the ball at centre field. And they're still in front by 51 points. Ball grabbed here by Byrne around about the centre field area. The kick is well up there towards the half-forward flank on the members' side. There's a good mark to Danaher, who incidentally has been a pretty quiet player. The umpire calling play on. Well, they're certainly pretty tough on that decision. We see him scrambling there for the ball. Thompson's in the thick of things there with flattened. And the umpire will ball it up about 50 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. 8.5 minutes gone. It's still 51 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn.
A bounce, right half forward flank for Hawthorn, knocked down by Salmon, almost hit it straight to Tuck though. Platten goes in solidly, likewise Elshaw, who comes out with the ball, threads his way through the pack well, gets around Brereton, a long kick. to the centre wing position. Lester Smith just about had the mark. The umpire, has he paid it? No. Buckenara comes in to rescue the situation. Rains fires out the hand pass. Loveridge is there for Hawthorn. Socked away by Duckworth. It's out of bounds on the centre wing position. There might be a free kick, is there? No. Duckworth having a few words with Buckenara. Spencer comes in. Hasn't done much else all day, Spencer. And umpire Peter Cameron telling Buckenara that wiser head should prevail. Buckenara says, well, Duckworth started it. Abbott wins that one, but it's hit straight down to Gary Folds, probably one of Essendon's best players, but he always plays a good game, Folds. Now Madden and Langford, here's a couple of store gift runners. On to Clark, goal number 3. No, he hasn't got it. He'll get it now.
No,
he won't get it now.
Oh, that was a great tackle that time by Langford.
Free kick, he might get another go.
Oh, golly, how lucky can you be?
I thought it was a good tackle.
So did I.
He couldn't do much else, certainly.
He looked as certain to kick that goal, didn't he?
I said it in the call.
Oh, well, I don't know what he got a freak. Now, coming on the scene is Ayres. Oh, he caught him after. That's
might
a
have been
fair
Ayres.
enough. That's
Against Ayres.
Yeah,
the tackle looked good.
Well, he wasn't near the ball, Pete. That's why he got it.
So Clark for goal number 3. And remember, he was carried from the field in the first quarter. Came back in the second. Clark from only 5 metres out. Shouldn't miss. He's got it. It's a goal. So 3 goals to Clark. And Essendon come a little bit closer, 10-9 to 17-12 at VFL Park.
Well, the difference is 45 points at the 10.5-minute mark. We watched that play again. Langford going after Madden. Madden gets it over to Clark. Now Clark is grabbed by Langford, loses balance. Then you watch Ayres come on the scene when he wasn't anywhere near the ball. That's why the free kick went to Clark. A good decision by the umpire.
So 3 goals to Clark. He's the only Essendon player to kick more than 1. The rest have singles, but Essendon have kicked 2 goals in this final quarter. Hawthorn have scored only 1 point. If they get another couple of goals, Lou, it certainly will make it interesting.
Well, it'll put them back in the game. It's only at the 11-minute mark, and it's only 45 points the difference. Not an impossible task to pick that margin up,
Not
Pete.
the way Essendon play, no.
Well, not the way anyone plays today. It'll be Salmon against Byrne, knocked out by Salmon. Comes over to Foles. He's been a good player today. Picked it up nicely. Down it goes towards half-forward. A chance for Robertson to mark. He always didn't go for that one too strong. He's letting Clark come in, a running shot at goal.
4 goals.
No, it's hit the post. Oh, golly, they've got a chance. He might be a free kick because he was knocked out. He kicked the ball, so he'll have another chance, Clark.
He's getting plenty, isn't he?
Well, that'll make it 39 points the difference.
Limping a bit.
Well, he possibly could have hand passed to Wesard, but he was running flat out, I
See
suppose.
what
A
happened
bit
there.
difficult. You see it now. We watch it. Oh, well, I don't know if he caught him much after he kicked, but Wesard was out there on his own. But still, when you're running flat out, all you can see is the goals in front of you, particularly when you're a rover. He's got a chance to kick this one now. There it is on its way. And that's a goal, so it's only 39 points the difference. They're gradually whittling the lead down. 17-12, 114 to 11-9, 75.
And suddenly we see Essendon flags around the ground. They've been very quiet most of the day, predictably.
Well,
Clark's still limping.
Well, there's still plenty of time, Pete, because we're not at the 12.5-minute mark now. The crowd ran about the 40,000, maybe a little bit over today, but a good crowd and a perfect day for football. Can the Bombers pick that 39 points up? You wouldn't have given them a bumper's chance at half-time. Centre-bounce again. 39 points the difference. The crowd really coming to life here now. Knocked out by Byrne the second time. Back it comes to Rains. He fumbled the ball. Gets it the second time now. Straightens up a long kick over the centre half forward position. The Bombers go back into attack, but there's the ever reliable Ayres to take the mark at centre half back. Goes wide. Out there on his own is Swab. Coming around towards the wing position. Ducks, he's in a bit of trouble now. Gets a short pass. It'll be okay. And Buckenara playing a great game today. Takes the mark out there on the edge of the square. Another lead coming out. It's grabbed by Di Domenico out there at a half forward. A short pass. Drops it short for Brereton. He's got it. He's got it. This could be the clincher. Waiting on Brereton to kick goal number 4 from about 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle. 39 points the difference. This should stop Essendon's run. Oh, it's a shocker. I think he's put it out of bounds on the full, and so Essendon's chance is still alive.
So a free kick to the Bombers in the back pocket to be taken by Glenn Hawker. Short pass trying to find Danner. Oh, he's missed the mark. Platten can't pick it up at all. Plenty of opposition down there, taken by Thompson finally. A long kick back up to the centre wing position, knocked away by Lester Smith, past Baker. Baker runs into Tuck, he's caught him. No free kick, back it goes to Spencer. Byrne, Robertson, Tuck. Tuck from half forward will go long into the goal square. 2-on-1 out there, must be an Essendon mark, taken by Salmon. In the back pocket for a change. Salmon out very wide. You'll find Harvey out there. The bounce is okay for him. Morris, though, makes sure he doesn't get hold of it. It's out of bounds. That was a great kick by Salmon. Covered plenty of distance. 14.5 minutes gone in the term. 17-12 to 11-9. The Bombers coming back, albeit belatedly at Hawthorn. Perhaps a faint chance that they could pull this one from the fire. Knocked down by Salmon. Schwab. Knocked away by Dunstall. Danaher. Elshaw. Another long hand pass. Onto Phillips. Phillips almost caught. Back to Elshaw. Back to Phillips. Back to Danaher. Back to Spencer. Spencer running now. Shot at goal. He's off target though, and it will be out of bounds, and Langford makes certain it's out of bounds. An Essendon forward pocket throw in at the 15-minute mark of the final term.
Still 39 points the difference, Pete.
Yes, they've got to make up a fair swag yet. But they've certainly fought it out much better in the second half than they did in the first. Izzard, more close to goal. He won't get a hand pass. Streaming in. Full points.
Golly, I'll tell you what, he was lucky to kick that too. It slipped off his boot.
First goal to Izzard. Essendon's 12th, so they've booted 4 in this final term. And Essendon supporters really finding voice now. 12-9 to 17-12 at league headquarters.
And we're approaching the 16-minute mark. Watch that again. Knocked out by Madden. A beautiful knockout to Izzard. Tried to show a bit of pace, but Whitman right on his tail. I think he grabbed him by the back of the boot then and put him off balance. But he finally scraped it through for a goal. Now it's only 33 points the difference. We're right on the 16-minute mark. Can the mighty Bombers pick this 33 points up? They've got plenty of time to do it if they're good enough. Now the Hawks getting tired as Salmon gets the knockout. Beckett comes out there towards the wing position. Plenty of Essendon players there. In goes Baker. Now it's Baker. It is front of the ball, booted back towards the Hawthorn half-forward line. It's grabbed by Hanley. In goes Walsh. Down goes Walsh. Brereton's there with him. Gives it over to Platten. Platten's clear. And the ex-South Australian goes for a short pass. Loveridge grabs it. He goes for a hand pass back to Buckenara. A running shot at goal. It'll be good. Oh, that might have fixed them up. 39 points to difference. A great goal to Buckenara. He's first. 18 goals, 12, 120 Hawthorn to Western, 12-9-81.
38,381 the attendance this afternoon as we watch that in replay. Platten finally getting clear at right half forward. This wasn't a mark, but Loveridge did well to get the ball back to Buckenara, one of Hawthorn's better players, and Buckenara was able to put it through for his first goal.
And Buckenara's had 29 possessions, Pete.
17 minutes into the final term. Buckenara's first goal, 120 to 81, back to 39 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. Byrne and Salmon, won by Byrne. Morris, hand pass to Tuck. Tuck in trouble. Loveridge. Rains caught too high for mine. Advantage well played. He played on over to Morris now for Hawthorn. Down to left half forward, trying to find Brereton. But it's too long for both Brereton and Walsh, and it will be a boundary throw in on Hawthorn's left half forward flank, about 55 metres from goal.
Well, they're 39 points down. They could still win it, but I don't think they're good enough, Pete. We've got plenty of time for them. About another 13 minutes to go, I would say.
Salmon and Byrne. Handley can't get there before the ball over the boundary line. A little bit closer to Hawthorn's goal this time, and it's about 35 metres around. 120 plays 81, 18-12 to 12-9. Essendon scoring 4 goals in this final term. Hawthorn have only scored 4 after half-time. Knocked away by Salmon. Onto Schwab. Schwab in trouble. Thompson takes the hand pass at right half-back flank. Thought about going for one himself. Now he will. Over to Harvey. Buckenara chasing him. Harvey, long kick up towards the Essendon right half forward flank. Billy Duckworth, what a grab. Duckworth, right half forward. It's a mammoth kick. Just off target though and through for 1 point, and so the difference now 38 points at VFL Park. Let's take a look at the mark of Duckworth again. Certainly a fine grab in front of Ayres or over the back of him. and brought it down well. 18 3/4 minutes gone as Langford will bring the ball back into play.
Waiting on Langford. 38 points the difference. 19 minutes gone just about in this last quarter. Flying high was Terry Danaher. There was a pack of them going up there. Picked up by Hawker. A chance now to go deep back into attack, but it's a shocking kick. Off the top of the pack, it comes down there to Thompson. In goes Foles. They fall on top of him. And the umpire will ball it up about 50 metres out from the Essendon goal. 82 plays, 120 in favour of Hawthorn. Well, I don't think they'll get up. If they ever did get up, I'll tell you what, it'd be a crying shame. Really, the way Hawthorn have played on top of them all day. It'd be the biggest fluke of all times. Picked up by Rains. Back it goes to Harvey. He misses that. He's in trouble. He goes down. Morris piles on top of him. Flattens there. Gets the knockout. Danaher comes in. He hasn't had a great day today, but kicks that one off the ground. Out it goes to Elshaw. Stumbles. Kicked off the ground by Byrne. Chance for Phillips to get it out to Sanders. He took a fortnight to get rid of it. It's holding the ball against him. He's not too happy about it. So we're waiting on the ball to be taken by the Hawthorn skip. He got that in the face from his own teammate there.
Tuck has had a few problems with his eyes too.
Certainly has. Let's hope it's not the crook eye got whacked in there. Short pass. It'll be okay, and Schwab's got it out there on the wing position. Goes wide. Looking for Buckenham. Possession number 30. The ball comes out to Platt now. Bounces beautifully for him. He got rid of that one pretty quick. There was no one there for Hawthorn. And the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Weston down there at half back. It'll be Phillips to take the free kick. And this young fella hasn't played a bad game considering they've had so many bad players. Taking him back as a player down there. Who is it?
40.
Ball picked up now by Elshaw. Elshaw runs to centre half back. His kick was a good one. Marked here now by Spencer. Hand pass coming over to Hawker, moving pretty quickly. A pass to Harvey. Robertson's got him covered there as he takes the mark at half forward. Plenty of players moving about. He's gone for a short pass looking for Duckworth. He's got it. He outmaneuvered Henry that time. He didn't look as though he had a chance. Now he's got a chance to score a goal. He'd be about 35 metres out. We watch that again. That's a beautiful bit of play on the part of Billy Duckworth.
2 good marks to Duckworth in this quarter.
Now he's got the chance to put a goal on the board from about 35 metres out directly in front. And it's through. So they move on to 13 goals, 1088 Essendon. To Hawthorn 18-12, 120. That's a difference of, what, 32 points, isn't it, Pete? That gives them a chance. But I wouldn't say it's a great chance, but still there's about, I'd say about 9 minutes to go.
They've outscored Hawthorn 8 goals to 4 after half-time as Curran comes back on to replace Whitman. 7th big league from VFL Park. Duckworth putting through his first goal. We approach the 22-minute mark of the term. Knocked down by Madden. Schwab seems to have recovered from that heavy knock he got a couple of moments ago. He goes for a short pass up to half-forward. Judge. Deep here to Domenico. Goes long. Could even be a score. Will it bounce through? It has. It's a goal. A very quick reply. Kicked by Hawthorn. And D.P. Domenico making it goal number 1 from him. And a real steadier insofar as the Brown and Golds are concerned. 19-12 to 13-10. 126 to 88.
Well, that might have fixed the Bombers up for good. Good hand pass by Judge over to D.P. Domenico. That's a fine goal by Dippy, and it's the goal, I would say, not that we're going to lose it, but that's really clinched it.
D.P. Domenico, the 10th Hawthorn player to score a goal this afternoon. Essendon's have been well spread out too, because Clark is the only one with more than 1, and he's kicked 4.
Looks like that old-time cartoon character, alley-oop.
19-12 to 13-10, 126 to 88. He was a caveman, I think, wasn't he, Lou?
I think he was, yeah, I think you're right.
Salmon, too tall. Down it goes to Spencer. Now Spencer looking for a lead, goes out towards the left half-forward flank. Knocked down by Lester Smith. Picked up by Thompson. Thompson goes for a short pass. He'll find Baker. Will he keep going? He will. Baker has a shot at goal. No, he doesn't. Madden almost grabs the mark. Diving on top of it is Langford. Out it goes to Schwab. Hawthorn defending desperately down there. Morris in the left back pocket decides to go for a run. Ezard chasing him pretty expeditiously. Over to Loveridge. As 2 Essendon players collide, it gives Hawthorn plenty of time to steady. Langford does. The mark taken by Handley at left half back. Tries to get around Rains. Breaks the tackle well. Over the top of Elshaw. But Paul Salmon standing his ground well and takes the mark a little short of centre wing.
Sam with a hand pass over to Danaher. Danaher's kick is back to the centre of the ground. Baker goes up. He's grabbed that after the second grab. That'll be a free kick against Platten. The umpire called play on them too. 38 points the difference. He's gone for a pass. That'll be a great mark there to Mark Thompson. He's played a fine game today. Considering he hasn't had much help at all. 15-metre penalty. He kicks the ball long. Looking there for Madden at the back of the pack. The pack fly. It's chance for Rezard now. Fumbles the ball. He's got it now. A snap and go. What's the result? It might be through. It is 32 points the difference now. That's Rezard second. So they've still got there a little bit of a chance. 19-12, 126 Hawthorn to Essendon 14-10-94.
Well, much better second half by Essendon, and in particular the final quarter where they played their best football for the day. Thompson in possession, one of Essendon's best certainly. Looking for Madden at the back. Langford missed the mark, and Izzard doesn't miss too many crumbs when they come his way. That was a fine snapshot, and Izzard's second goal. 126-94 in our match of the day as we approach the time-on period.
32 points the difference. Knocked out or grabbed by Salmon. He's gone for a hand pass over to Thompson. He sends the ball back into attack for the Bombers. There's another go now as we see Duckworth come out. It's got a bounce right. It's rolling along the ground. He's got it, Duckworth. A hand pass back to Baker. Baker gets a hurried kick up there towards the full forward position. The pack fly. There's another go for Rezard. He's got it. Kicks it off the ground. Another goal. It's 26 points the difference. Oh, they've come to life. Can they get up? That's his third. 19-12, 126 Hawthorn to Essendon 15-10, 100. 26 points the difference and about 5 minutes to go. They could easily do it, but it'd be unfair to the poor old Hawks because they've led all day and looked like a team of champions. I don't think they can do it, but you never know your luck in a big city out here at VFL Park.
I'll tell you what, you don't need to give Izzard more than a sniff and he can kick a goal. So 3 goals to Izzard, and 2 of those have come in the last minute or so. Back into the centre.
26 points the difference. Just on the 26-minute mark. I'd say about 4 minutes to go. Knocked out by Sam. It comes down there towards the centre of the ground. Going through. Oh, he missed it. The ball back there now. Salmon couldn't get clear. The crowd calling out holding the ball, but it'll be a ball up down towards that half-forward line, or actually trapped towards the wing position, the centre of the ground, and there'll be a ball up.
Ball up. Just on Hawthorn's side of the centre circle, and very crowded around the bounce it is too. Byrne wins that one, tries to get it to Buckenara. Folds beats him to it. Back it goes towards Harvey and Platten. Harvey wins that one out. He gets offloaded out to Loveridge. Puts Hawthorn into attack through the agency of Brereton. Brereton a short pass, trying to find Dippy to Medico. It rebounds to Dunstall. Dunstall on to Buckenara. Buckenara gets it further forward. Thompson standing his ground again. Well out to Hawker. Oh, here go Essendon. Baker, left half-back flank. Platten gets well and truly blocked out there by Phillips. Elshaw to Baker again. Anyway, Essendon didn't do this in the first half. Just inside the boundary line, still out of bounds, but a boundary throw in Essendon's left forward pocket. 26 points the difference at the 27-minute mark of the final quarter. Well, if they get another couple of goals, it'll really make it interesting.
There'll be about 4 minutes to go.
Yes, at least 4 minutes, Lou. Over the top, Gary Ayres, and that was well done. Another boundary throw in, about 5 metres further around from the goals. Still in Essendon's attacking zone. Knocked away by Madden. Chance for Baker. He's played a good second half. Ayres gets the ball out wide again. Might be another boundary throw in. Yes, it is. And this time on the half-forward flank. Number 19 there. Phillips played a pretty fair game. Certainly hasn't been disgraced. Platten having a few words to umpire Peter Cameron, or probably vice versa. Down to Platten. Just about threw that out to Buckenara.
Golly.
Well, he was on the wrong side of Peter Cameron. He wouldn't have seen it.
You reckon he threw that?
It was like a backward rugby pass, wasn't it? Knocked down by Madden. Knock on by Folds. Picked up by Phillips. Short kick. Morris takes the mark for Hawthorn. No, he doesn't take the mark for Hawthorn. In goes Rains to wrest it from him. Umpire Peter Cameron will wrest it from Rains. And the bounce will take place 28 minutes into the term. Probably about 3 or 4 minutes left to go.
26 points the difference on Essendon's half-forward line, about 65 metres out from their goal. I think time's beaten the Bombers. And, of course, they don't deserve to win this because they haven't been in the race all day. As it comes back now to Mark Thompson. Oh, he copped Brereton right at the chin with his elbow. 15-metre penalty against him. He's gone to the centre of the ground. Grabbed here now by Baker. Over it goes to Walsh. They're going the long way around. Out it goes to Danaher. They all missed that one. It comes back now. A chance there for Langford to get clear. He's played a fine game today as the ball goes back Rains flies, he's got the mark at centre-half court, about 55 metres out from goal. Over it goes to Wall, pushes Tuck off. Pass coming up, a chance for little Clark. He's got the mark there on that forward pocket position.
Pretty good effort from Clark, Lou. Remember, he was knocked out in the first quarter.
Knocked out by his own man, Salmon. He's got the mark there about 30 metres out. He's already kicked 4 goals, the little fellow. Got a bit of an angle, a pretty difficult shot. But time running out. We're just over the 29-minute mark. 26 points the difference as Clark comes in for his 4th goal. There it is, but he's off target, and it's through for 1 point, so it's 25 points the difference. 101 plays 26. 29 and a half minutes gone of this last quarter, and you can put down your glasses now for a Hawthorn win for sure. And they deserved it because they've thrashed them all day. It's only in this last quarter that the Bombers have come to life and just shown a little bit of how they really can play. Well, the umpire's not paying that mark to Rains. He said, no mark, play on as Buckenara goes up. Gets it out now to Swab. Swab's kick is back out towards the wing position. Danaher comes in. Finally picks it up out in that position. Drives it out to the half-forward line. Rains has got this mark a good distance out from goal. About 70 metres out. And they're trailing by 25 points. Punched out by Langford. Picked up that time by Hawthorn, Eston Spencer, and it goes through for 1 point. So it's 24 points the difference. 126 plays 102, and we're just over the 30-minute mark of this, the last quarter, and you could say now that Hawthorn have got the 4 points on the board, Peter.
Lester Smith to bring the ball back. Yes, when Deere left the field, Burns had to do most of the rucking, and he was a great player up forward in the first half for Hawthorn. That's certainly helped Essendon, but of course they're without Merritt. Rains' kick up towards the full forward position again for the Bombers. We haven't seen that much of Robertson in the final term. He was a good player in the first 3 quarters. Yes, tackled well by Brewitt. That's out of bounds on the full, says the boundary umpire. And it will be a free kick to Hawthorn. Robertson to take the kick as Madden stands on the mark. Nearly 31 minutes gone. Robertson taking plenty of time. He'll get it taken off him if he doesn't kick it soon. Walsh at the back. In front is Salmon. And a free kick to Michael Tuck. Or was it going to Byrne? I didn't see what that was for. Obviously for interference of some description. Byrne at the right half-back flank for Hawthorn. Gets underneath the ball a little bit, not a long kick. In front was Curran, at the back is DP Domenico. Waiting for it, there's the siren, and Hawthorn have won. And Birdie boots the ball straight into the crowd. The final scores, Hawthorn 19-12, 126, defeating Essendon 15-12, 102.
You've got to go for the mark. The VFL mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at Myer. Real footy Guernseys, real footy shorts, and real supporters wool jumpers in all club colours and badges. Go for the mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark. Go for the VFL mark at Myer.
What a superb team performance by the Hawks, admirably led by Michael Tuck, setting up his club's victory, particularly in the first half. Main goal scorers for the Hawks, in fact, 3 apiece to the following: Ken Judge, Jason Dunstall, Michael Byrne and Dermot Brereton. While for Essendon, Clark finished the day with 4 and Alan Ezard 3 goals. So the Bombers have lost 2 games in a row and slipped to 4th position on the ladder, whilst the Sydney Swans are now joined by the Hawks up there on top of the ladder. It's great action on pro football, and don't forget, any game that you'd like to see, you can do so by simply contacting your club or your favourite video store.